Hello and welcome! Welcome to Dragon Memoria! Yay! What is Dragon Memoria, you may want to know? Well, it's Dungeons Dragon, or more specifically, a group of people playing Dungeons Dragon. And tonight, 3 people and a picture, because the person behind the picture is busy sleeping on another continent. So, if for some reason this is not something you want to watch, well, if you're watching this on YouTube or on Twitch, they have suggestions. So you can pick one. If you're not watching it there, I really don't know what to say. You're stuck with us.
I didn't know Vimeo was still a thing.
You never know. But for everyone else who actually wants to be here, well, welcome. It's a pleasure to have you with us. If you're new, welcome. If you're not new, welcome back. For publicity's sake, if you enjoy the thunderstorm in the background, ambient mixer, you can make your own ambience. Dungeon maps is with Dungeon Alchemist, and world map is with Wonderdraft. Yay, publicity done. No one's eating anything. We don't have a non-willing sponsor.
I have a non-eating sponsor.
Oh.
Well, actually, no. It is eating, but half eating, half something else.
Okay.
Sponsored by Mountain Dew Doritos and a WoW Hardcore. The best gamer combination you could ever have. Mountain Dew sucks, though.
Okay. Well then, if they ever want to give us a little bit of money, we'll accept it. If not, well, you just gotta free publicity.
Sponsored by Valentine and hot sauce. Drink it straight from the bottle.
Okay.
Well, it's a good thing you don't have problem with your digestive system, because damn, that will hurt when it comes out. Alright, so, and with those encouraging words, let's get started. What happened last episode? Ah, yes, busy episode. Busy episode. Last episode, our party prepared for war. The ground started to shake as a massive army of undead moved in our adventurer's position. This army, led by a champion of another god, was here to consume light and life from our adventurers and those helping them. The champions of each side faced one another in a brutal showdown, while the others did their best to find a way to survive and protect one another. Ingenious decisions were taken, and absolute last-second decisions were taken also, which kept the event riding on the edge of total disaster and victory. Ultimately, as you can see, our adventurer pulled through, almost making it look easy, but also never knowing how close they actually got to vanishing into the mist and never being seen again. We're actually discussing this after the stream. You know, you really all need to stop doing those last round things. It's not good for your health and for mine also.
We'll progress ourselves to second to last round. Baby steps.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, you nearly always manages to pull this out before it starts catastrophically falling apart. So you'd probably still have a good 2 or 3 rounds before you all die. But still...
I would have ran. Anyways.
I'm just saying, you're not making it look hard for those looking. It just feels like, you easily got out of this one. Huh, okay. So,
I mean, an expert does make things look effortless.
yeah. All right. So, I believe we all left as everyone gathered after this huge fight. Audience, followed by Remy, because it could still walk on its own, was taken to the infirmary by Tender, where also Citron and Citron and Occult had also been taken, where they're going to undergo some repair after having had a structure fall on their head. For everyone else, Tobiyashi and Fisher, you all had the opportunity to reunite with the rest of Fisher's family, consisting of Chief, Malgam, Spy. Apparently, you still have two brothers on the field right now. They're going to be sorry they missed something here. And I believe you were all going back to where Terry had been placed. So,
Yep.
who do we start with? I feel like Remy's not going to have a whole lot to do, so might as well get this over with before he leaves and rejoin the group. So, you follow Audience being taken to the infirmary by Tender for a model that has such thin limbs. It is surprising how heavy she can lift without even showing problems. She is just taking Audience at arm's length to the infirmary, with you walking next to her. Arguably, you also look in not that good of a shape, but at least you're still conscious. So, it takes just a few moments before you arrive. You notice that there are a few undead corpses everywhere, and Malgam is doing its best to haul them somewhere else. Apparently, a few of them actually got through, and you notice there's a little bit of damage in the gardens and in the greenhouses, but nothing serious. So apparently you did mostly well into preserving this place.
Whistle noise.
Trying to make whistle noise. You know, you're a bit winded by all of this. Oh, jeez.
Actually, probably specifically mimicking somebody that was like that was injured, but trying to whistle like it was nothing and failing miserably.
Throwing in there, what are you looking at? I'm fine.
Get back to work.
So, only takes a few minutes, and you're inside of the infirmary. And Tender places Audience on one of the beds. He just goes, well, that's a good thing we kept a few of those. We don't receive organic visitors all that often. Well, mostly organic, I mean. Well, fully organic, I mean. So, let's...
Potato.
Yeah, exactly. What are those?
They don't have potatoes here. A truly hellish landscape.
Not the famine all over again.
All right, well, take a bed, Mr. Raimi. I will be there in a moment. I think your friend needs a little bit more attention than you. Lacey, you were able to stay conscious. Now, where did I put all of these things? And then she's
He just needs a little extra tender love and care.
Yeah, no, of course, of course. Where is that forcep?
The eyes wide.
As your eyes widen when you hear this, oh man, I'm gonna have to check this out. We really don't want. You also have the second moment where there's, at least inside of you, but maybe physically also, this. Whoa! I didn't see that coming. You see that she turns around and reaches out to one shelf, and you see her arm splitting apart and becoming two arms, and the second arm grabbing something on the shelf below. And you notice the other arm also doing the same thing. Her two arms is just split up, even the hands splitting right in the middle, each having enough finger to do things, but not as many as when she has a full hand. But splitting into two additional arms, so now she has four, and she's just grabbing and picking up things, a rag, a little bit of something in a potion, probably something that has to do with medicine. At least you hope so. She starts tending to audience with these four arms, these four. She already was pretty thin, but now they're even thinner, because it felt like you were watching a skeletal hand just split in the middle, and each of these arms, the bones becoming a full-fledged arm right at the shoulder. So that's not thick. Actually, it feels like those little spindly spiders just picking at the audience.
And Raimi's just like, why is it always spiders?
Taking up a rag, taking up what you want to say. When you see her, actually, she was honest with this. Huge forceps being taken, and she slowly look at audience's wound. All right, well, I can see there's still something in there, so probably an analgesic first. Just make sure. Here again, you see that one of her forearm reaching for a potion, just dropping a few drops in the wound. She looks at the potion, and I don't know how tolerant he is to this. She drops a few drops in his mouth. And you see this large metallic pincer just going inside audience's body. It's alright. Hold on. I think I can feel it. Oh, this is a nasty one. And you're... Oh, I think that's stuck inside of something. Hold on. I can pull it out. Ah! You see this little of blood. And she just puts a finger in there. All right, that's good. That's a nasty piece of sword. I think that's part of his opponent's sword. Do you want to keep it? Do you think he wants to keep it?
Of course he.
He actually considers that for a moment. Maybe?
I'm going to put it on
Turn it into like a razor for his scales.
Actually, you know what, Raimi? Remembering that audience has specifically gone out of his way to take trophies from his exploits, it's like, actually, Raimi nods.
All right, here, I'll let you handle this. The shard of metal just falls into your hand, and there's a moment of, it's cold. Okay, no, it's not painful cold, but damn, it's cold. It, feels like I'm looking at a piece of death. Now,
Cold as the day he died.
now, where is that thread? I'm guessing that it's gonna need a rather large thread, so we're gonna go with a large needle. And another arm grabs the thing that looks like a knitting needle, and she just wraps string around it carefully. And all right, well, that's a good thing he's unconscious. And she starts sewing up his body. Don't worry, it's gonna be okay. And you see this of blood that goes into her face. One of her arms just goes, don't worry, he still has plenty. So he might be unconscious for a little bit of time, though.
You know, Raimi is choosing to look on the bright side here.
Audience will
He is
survive.
technically learning more about like first aid. Technically.
Yeah, all right. So it takes a moment. It takes a few minutes. And all right, well, that's good. Now, just a few bandages and everything's gonna be fine. Blood should stop flowing after a few moments. Well, just in case, I'm gonna. And one of her arm grabs another potion. This one is completely blue, and as you're looking at it, it feels like the condensation is not just forming on it; it's exuding from it. Yeah, it's gonna help dull the pain. And she just dropped a few, He just lets fall a few drops on the wound itself, and for a moment, you sort of see that. You're not sure. It sort of freezes, and then turn black, as if necrotized, but you feel the heat coming out of it. So, cauterized. Yeah, don't worry about it. It's fine. Last person
Icy hot,
survived.
a melted, an open wound.
Yeah, no, everything should be fine with this. The scab is going to make sure that nothing else bleeds out, and the sewing is going to make sure that it doesn't open up when he starts moving. Maybe we should just immobilize him a little bit. You know, he might feel a bit this when he wakes up. Could you help me and give me those straps over there?
Suddenly previous knowledge activates in Raimi's brain and just
All right.
you guys can guess for yourselves what context Raimi was doing this for.
Oh, yeah, it was with Tobiyashi. No. All right, so she ties him up. Don't worry, we're gonna place the big, large bow on the front. That way, if he really needs to get out, he just needs to reach in and pull it out. This is when Remy sort of realized that the straps on his hands probably don't reach the bow. But she generally doesn't seem to have picked up on that. Now then, what about you, my feathered friend? Do you need anything?
Please be gentle.
Well, you're conscious. I mean, that looks like a little bit of a nasty wound, but that's gonna be a lot easier to put back together. I feel like magic put you up a little bit, so it did half of the work. How many hit points does Remy have?
He has. Forgot to open the sheet, but I think last I remembered he had like 28 of 66.
All right, so there is a little bit of a wound that's still showing up, but Yeah, that wound specifically there on your shoulder. I think this is where the original impact came from. Everything else got healed, but you still got that little thing on your shoulder, your right shoulder over there. I can sew it back up if you want, but I think I also have a potion. Yeah, that potion should probably work. And she grabs a orange potion. She looks at you. Well, all I can say is it works. It hurts, but it works.
Raimi reaches into his bag, pulls out a section of rope from his bag, proceeds to layer it a little bit, putting it in his beak.
All right, here you go. A little bit of this, and she starts gently pouring it. The moment that it touches your wound, a little bit of this gets inside, and it feels like it's going and it's spreading across the wound. Make a Constitution saving throw for me, please.
Oh, gods. That's going to be only 11.
Oh, good lord! It's too bad you none of you have ever seen this because it's only in French. It would have made for such a good reference. Remy, you feel those drops fall on you. It goes inside, and there's a little moment of tingliness, and then starts burning. Tobiashi and Fisher, from where you are, you hear, "Ah!" You see Malgam in front of you. Don't worry, it's gonna be fine.
That
I think
makes
in my head
me
while I'm
worry
meta-
more.
You're unconscious, Remy. But you're back at
As I'm meta.
you're back at 50%. So wounds have been closed.
That's what the rope was for.
You're back at 50% of your hit points. So you basically just have cuts and bruises, probably from when you fell and when you slid on your knees.
I hear that while I'm meditating on the building. I'm like, it'll be okay.
Either that or, wait, there's another human?
Yeah, I've never heard that yell before. Must have been that Dragonborn thing that those guys are talking about.
Mm.
You see Malgam going, "Oh no, it's my turn to feed him again. Why did you remind me?" He scuttles away.
Was that close to me? Wait a minute.
Well, before leaving, he does take a moment to just go and rub on your leg like a cat and just starts and keeps on moving. And you hear it just going, "Yeah."
He's out more. That guy's a sneaky bastard.
Yeah, Chief is there. Yeah, no, it's, I'm sure it's fine. Your friend's going to be okay. Like I said, Malgam takes time to get used to.
Are you sure your
You don't say.
healer person is used to working on flesh?
Well, she's never lost a patient before.
A flesh patient?
Well, most of her patients are plants, but I'm sure it's very similar.
Mm-hmm.
He looks at you, Fisher, for a moment.
He looks at you. He's like,
I mean, magic seems to work the same.
I mean, we did have an expert on that, but he fell in a shard.
Yeah.
I mean, you could definitely cut someone else's arm off of somebody and put it on someone else. Definitely gonna work that way.
Yeah, no, I'm sure. With a little bit of magic, not even gonna notice it. Although, who would you get that arms from? He looks around at the undeads on the floor. Oh, I guess
know
that's
what?
an option.
Let's go check on Ram.
All right.
You go back.
Promise you, Remy got this.
When you arrive in the infirmary, you see Remy just lying there unconscious with a rope dangling from his mouth. And you see Audience on the bed. He looks like he's sleeping. Looks like someone decided to empty the content of his stomach through a wound and put it back in and sewed it up, but hey, you can see his chest moving, so he's alive.
Oh my god.
Are they okay?
When you arrive, Tender's arms are back to normal, so you don't see what Remy saw. I think so. Both of them are sleeping. I guess they really needed it after this fight. If
It
you,
did take the most damage.
Mm-hmm.
for the first
Yeah.
time nearly in his entire career in this campaign, Remy got brought down. That's traumatizing. So yeah, no, don't worry, they'll be fine. They're both alive. Nothing is missing. Audience has a new trophy, it seems, and she points at a shard of sword that is maybe 3 inch long and an inch wide. You recognize this as part of a sword. Okay. I'm sure he'll figure how to, I don't know, do what he wants to do with it. Right.
I'm sure he will much enjoy that.
Yes. I mean, Saber is a bit the same. He really enjoys his trophies. It's too bad that he's not here right now. I think that Mr. Audience and Saber would have gotten along well. You
I
know,
told you. It's fine.
Where is Saber?
Saber and Rek went out. They a little bit of gathering. There is always a few knickknacks that we need that we can't find here. Sometime in the forest, sometime in the point or a station on the island. You should probably be back late tomorrow. So if you're staying up till there, you'll meet your last two brothers. I'm sure they'll be very pleased to meet you. It's been a while since since anyone made its way here.
Is it, other than it being a while, have you had many come?
Not too many. Like I said, the last one was Raw's parent. I'm not sure, it's between 10 and 15 years ago. Before that, well, I think about 50 years ago there was a refugee group that was trying to escape from Losal. They took a little cart. Unfortunately, when they arrived, they had to get through the station at the entrance of the island. Most of their group got decimated with this, and half of those who survived just got infected by bites and things like this, and they turned. And by the time they got here, there were, I don't know, 7 or 8 of them. They said they started out 32. They stayed here
Wow.
for, I don't know, I think 6 months, and they left. I hope they found a place where they were safe. But we're not gonna hold anyone against their will here. Well, unless they're a danger, you know. Raw's kind of a danger to himself and others if he's left untended.
And that Malcolm guy.
Okay.
Nah, Amalgam's fine. Don't worry about him.
I look behind me. He's all peeking around the corner.
Yeah. If you say so.
Nah, he's just, you know, his head was put together in an odd way, or maybe it was re-put together in an odd way. Or I can't be sure. I mean, none of us have actually met our fathers. We just have memories and old recordings, notes that they took while they were building us.
That
I think you need that for sure.
Sorry, what did you say?
that mean you were all just tending to this place as you gained sentience?
No, actually, I was the only one here when I gained sentience. The others were, but well, they weren't exactly here. They knew about this place and they stopped here for a while. But it's just that one day they arrived and they realized that someone had been tending to the grounds, and that was me. So they were a bit more nomadic before, trying to gather everything they could. They had a few bases, but ever since I started tending the grounds, they decided to make this their main residence now, and so we all live here. And we try to bring everything we find on the island about our fathers here. The hardest one to bring here was a statue over there. I mean, that's solid marble.
What's it? Well, look at this. What is it?
You look outside and there's a statue of your 2 fathers, the dwarf and the gnomes. But you sort of have to acknowledge the fact that, yes, it's 7 feet tall by 5 feet wide, made out of pure marble, according to what she says. And it's been fixed on a solid steel plate. Took a while to get that here.
Yeah, that makes sense. So you're sure that they're gonna be fine?
Pretty sure. Look, audience is breathing and... Remy? He gives it a little tap. Okay, good. He's breathing. See? He's breathing. All good. Remy just had this moment of
Yeah.
tapping on him. See, everything's good. He's gonna be up
Hey,
later tonight. Don't worry.
so you're the doctor here.
Well, mostly doctor, leaf tender, gardener.
You know anything about orange tasty blood?
He's got some weird stuff going on.
I see.
Yeah, look it. I slit my. No, I'm just playing. I'm gonna.
Did you get hit at all?
I think I got. No, I didn't get hit at all.
Oh wow.
First time. Usually, Tobiashi's always down. Damn, that was a really good fight last fight for you. You broke your record of kills in a fight. You weren't injured. Damn.
I'm getting better.
Yeah.
All right, I take out my knife and I'm gonna prick my finger with it, like this, and then I'll like hold it out. Her.
Oh, well then I recognize that this is not ordinary human blood. And she just puts her finger in it and starts swirling it. That's an interesting texture. Oh, odd smell. Not sure I know this smell. Reminds me of a plant, though.
Taste it.
Oh. Actually, she doesn't have a tongue. It's a tongue. It's more like. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. This happened when we were inside of a city. Hopped the fence, got stabbed, started leaking this stuff. So I don't know where it came from. Don't know how it's happening.
Oh, that's interesting. Here, lie on the bed.
Oh no.
I'll check you out.
I look over at audience.
You look over at Remy then, and you remember the screaming you just heard, and the fact that he looks passed out.
Maybe tomorrow. Maybe next time. I just want to know if you've seen anything like it.
Oh no, actually, that's very interesting. And if you don't mind, I'd gladly take a little bit more of blood, run a few tests on it. Maybe a little test tube. She reaches over and it's a beaker that she's giving you.
Do you need that?
When she sees your expressions, right. Maybe something smaller. He grabs a vial and hands it to you.
All right. I will slice the middle of my hand and squeeze it into it.
I've never understood why people do this like this. I mean, now every time you're going to open your hands, it's going to hurt so much.
I'll be fine. Fuck, that hurts.
I'll be fine inside of his head. Damn, she's so right. Why did I do this?
I start wrapping it with silk after I'm done.
And has that silk always come out of you like this also?
Oh yeah, I just pull up my hand and I drop like 50 feet of silk down to the ground.
All right. That's
as much as I could do about now.
That's actually really special and odd, you know. Your body oozing out partially coagulated orange blood. It's weird, but your body spewing out silk is not. That's sure you're not related to a spider?
No, I couldn't be. I grew up with a bunch of people.
You hear a disembodied voice when she says this. Can it come out of his ass? You see Malcolm.
No, not come out of my ass. Well, no. Okay, never mind.
Well, Tobiashi, you can actually do this if you want to, but you choose not to.
Just like technically, yes, but never.
You hear?
I was taught by my teacher how to do this. A very good monk.
I bet. That's also very useful for clothing.
Oh yeah, I can make clothing. I haven't really gotten good at it. I might need some practice, but maybe in the future. We're too busy, going back in time and saving the world and all that.
Back in time. She looks at you, but she also her gaze immediately slips toward you, Fisher. Back in time.
Yeah, that was kind of a wild ride. At first we thought it wasn't actually back in time and it was just like a dream, but then like we were able to bring stuff back with us and it had aged appropriately.
Wow. So, what about you? Are you actually 5,000 years old and we don't know it?
Um. Well, I believe I'm 3,000 years old. I guess that would have only added another. What was it, like 1,000?
1,500.
Yeah. Did I ever figure out? I mean, we didn't. Nobody else aged, so I assume I didn't. Yeah. I mean, maybe I wouldn't know. I don't think so. Nobody else did, so
Oh,
I don't know
okay.
why I would have.
Oh, that's very
Yeah, I
interesting.
would have died if we ate.
It's like you were in a dream, but because you reached in that dream and pulled things out of it, they aged. No, they were suddenly vulnerable to the passages of time.
Yeah. Something like that.
Huh.
It was interesting.
Richard,
What?
weren't we here to try to like find out how to help Div? Or about how you were made? Or is
Yeah,
that-
right. Sorry. I mean,
Don't mean to rush things. I'm just saying.
yeah, no, you are right. We do have things to get done. I need to go talk to a cult.
Right, he's in the other room. He's,
How's he doing?
well, he's building a new arm for himself.
Sweet. That's what I need.
I need that too. Wait, never mind.
No, you don't. You're fine. You just got weird blood.
But like, what about a grapple hand? Never mind. Never mind.
Can't you already do that?
Yeah,
With your...
I can. I forgot about that. But that just gives me extra No, okay, let's keep going.
Don't give Malcolm too many ideas. He might.
Work on me in my sleep.
Yeah. He's already complaining how you don't have enough limbs.
True.
Well, thank you for taking care of my friends.
Don't worry about it. They're gonna be fine. I think audience is the one that really needs more rest, but I know, I think Remy could probably get up. She looks at Remy for a moment. Mr. Remy! Mr. Remy! And she slaps you really hard. Mr. Remy! You just go, see, he's awake. The pain still lingers in your shoulder, and for some reason now your cheek hurts really bad.
You good, Remy?
It's like a Ray, like a rubbing the place that like feels slapped. And it's just like, why do the chicks always hit so hard?
I couldn't tell you.
You look at Tender, and there's a moment where she doesn't answer, and there's sort of this element of so gentle about her, because you can just hear her go, and she starts grabbing a few things, and for you, Remy, that's a heavy contrast because you saw everything that happened before. And just seeing her hum this little cheerful tune as she's just grabbing a few things, getting ready for plant maintenance or something.
Maybe slowly getting up and then like probably dusting himself off a bit.
mean, you still feel
Looking-
sore because you're only at 50%, but you don't have open wounds.
Looking at his coat, thankful it's going to repair itself.
It even already started, You see the little threading and it's starting to just...
Again, Remy just feeling good about all the investments he makes.
Mhm. Well,
Looks over at Fisher and Tobiyashi. It's just like gives thumbs up, thumbs down, waves it in the middle.
Seems a joke.
You
It
notice
goes-
that Tobiyashi, for some reason, is bleeding out of his hand.
Rip. Rip. Rip.
Anyway, you want to go come with us?
We're gonna go talk to a cult about Fisher's
Fixing me.
dad.
Finally.
Oh.
Remy just like looks over at audience's unconscious body.
He's breathing.
It suddenly like waves his hand like suddenly there's a cat on top of audience.
You have this sensation from your cat going, what's that smell? That's such a weird smell. And then you realize that his gaze goes on your shoulder. Remy.
Looks to his shoulder.
You just see residue from whatever she just used. It's still a bit sore, but the wound is completely closed. But, you just smell it, and there's a little acidic smell to it. But I guess it's because cats are so much more sensitive than humanoids.
Just like it, trying to ignore that. Okay. I guess now there's a smell that other things can smell that he can't, and feel like it looks over, like points at audience, and just communicates safe.
Yeah, I know. You have a moment probably with his reaction that it's sort of a ambivalent reaction. You sort of have this, oh, I know why he's doing this, but I forgot to tell him not to do this, because he starts walking around in circle and then just going on audience's belly and then flop on him.
He's got his scales. He's fine.
Just like maybe cringes a bit. It's like, even though audience is asleep and presumably has been numbed based on the last conversation he was with, but it's like one of those phantom pains, I guess.
Whatever he's dreaming about something grabbing his guts and dancing on it.
Just
Maybe
in case
then-
you run into a problem.
Maybe then just starts whistling again, and
Well, this time it's not so hard. All right, so you only have to walk for maybe 20 or 30 seconds before you enter a cult's laboratory. And this is where you see everything that there was before. You see this large tube in which the shard that absorbed Jorg is, and a variety of other trinkets, knickknacks, things that you're really not sure how to categorize them other than that thing. And of course, plants seem to be growing out of every corner, but keeping off of everything that seems to be important or that shouldn't be disturbed. Remy, when you're looking at this, there's one thing you do notice of this. Yes, the biggest shard does feel like nature shard. It's the biggest one in the laboratory, but your eye catches quite a few others. Looks like over time they managed to gather an interesting collection. You recognize fire, you recognize... you'd say this is the deep one. Psychic? Oh, you don't want to... You're not sure you want to know what that result would do on Audience's world.
Actually, I now harken back to our previous conversation about Cthulhu.
You notice one that's probably stone. There are two in one corner in the same jar, which seems to be interacting with one another. It's ice and fire. So there's quite a lot of experimenting that's been going on here with those shards. But as soon as you enter, you will call to, visitors. Twice in 24 hours. That's well, no, I was going to say that's rare, but Malgam's always here, one way or another. What can I do for you? You see him just building up a new arm with only one arm. He's saying this.
Well, kind of the first reason
Yeah.
I decided to or wanted to come here before I realized you all were actually still here was I gestured to my left side of my body.
Oh, right.
I got pretty messed up a while ago and was rebuilt, but obviously their work wasn't quite as good.
Yeah, obviously. Something weird there. Strange choices were made. Alright, well, what exactly do you want me to do about this? Give you a full checkup? Just a partial checkup? I mean... I have limited tools, but at least I know exactly what your insides are supposed to look like. Unless that's been remade also.
I don't think so.
Alright, hold on. Here, this arm is functional enough. And he grabs another arm. It's bare bone arm. Nothing on it makes it... goes with his owl aesthetic. But he just goes, put it there, place a bolt, just starts... You see his arm just starts twitching. And, here you go. No, that's not right. Oh, good. Alright. I can at least do something with this. Oh, damn, I have two right arm now. Well, it's better than two left. Well, unless you're a lefty, then it's better than
got
right.
two dominant hands? I've never thought of that before.
Yeah, but then one's backwards. I feel like that would override the usefulness of having another dominant hand.
Yeah, well, and there's also this saying that well, Rec copied a saying off of Travelers, and I would admit that would be very weird, especially when he says something like, "Who's the best?" And he goes, "This guy." But when he does this, you see his other arm is like this. You see what I mean? It's pointing the other way.
That seems Never mind.
All right, all right. I understand your reluctance. Let me see. Maybe I can find another left arm somewhere. Give me a minute. He rummages through a few things.
I mean, how long would it take you to finish that one?
Well, maybe a few hours to get it functional, then a few more hours to give it the proper aesthetic, make it look like it's an actual owl wing that has arms at the end of it.
What time of day is it?
Probably just a little before noon.
Okay.
Yeah, we had a very productive morning.
Yeah.
You prepared for war. Well, you felt anxious because of war coming.
Yeah.
Well, but we also finished a war before lunch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just in time for lunch. I mean, if you want, I could help you finish getting that one functional first, if that would help. And we're
Yeah.
on a time crunch, but it's not a
Major time crunch.
it's
How
a
many days is
day's
that?
time crunch, not an hour's time
Okay,
crunch.
okay. Oh, yeah, sure. In that case, here, sit down. We're gonna start working on this now.
Also, by the way, this, if you haven't met him already, this is my son Terry. You mind if he hangs out while we work?
Not sure how I should respond to that. The son of my brother is my son?
I believe nephew is the correct term.
Oh, okay. Well, if there's already a term for this, then that's good. Yeah, sure. I mean, if you don't think that he'll get disturbed by an arm being made and then possibly an arm being unmade for you, and
It'll probably be confusing, but he's smart, like really smart, and likes to learn about stuff. So
oh,
Weedy, have you tried talking to him?
okay.
Yeah, you gotta hold on.
While this is going on, I'm gonna
I will use
down.
minor illusion to talk to Terry real quick.
get into it. What are you doing?
A quick introduction of
Okay.
this is a cult. Another one of my brothers. We're gonna work on a new arm for him, and then kind of take me apart and rebuild me a little bit. If you want to hang out and watch.
Well, I do appreciate the opportunity to learn. I've never seen your insides, or at least I don't remember seeing them.
Trauma does that to people.
I'm gonna attune to my mask while I'm waiting. It take, how long does attunement take? An hour?
Yeah.
2 hours?
Takes an hour.
An hour. Okay. I'll watch and attune to my mask.
All right, I'll speaking to Terry still. I'll try and keep you up to date while we're working. But yeah, if you have any questions,
How many
feel free to
how
ask.
many uncles and aunts do I have?
Eight? I like to occult. Is that there 8 of you? Or am I missing
Yeah,
anybody?
no. Well, unless you want to count Raw, but he's more like a cousin than an.
Yeah.
Eight.
The bunnies are so sorry.
What was that about bunnies? um. Well, my family is growing really fast. Is it normal for families to grow this fast?
I don't think so.
Interesting.
Raimi cuts in with a minor illusion of no.
Alright, thank you.
Oh, I see. No, he doesn't say I see. Oh, I understand. Well, that is an odd concept.
Yeah, for you and me both, bud.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll learn where I actually come from.
That would be very cool to do.
Yes. I'm hoping it's going to be when they take your stomach apart. But who knows?
Turns
Yeah,
out Fisher
I mean, we
actually
can look
grew
around while we're
wounds.
in there.
What if we could get Terry a body? Wait a minute. I don't know what's going on in this conversation.
Well, Occult does notice that you're in the room. Would you like to help also?
Me, I have other questions, but I think I'll be more. I'm usually more in the way than I am helping. I need to magically attach to this item really quick.
Yes.
Then I gotta
know
ask
I know what
questions.
attunement is.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't know it. Okay, never mind. I have some questions about the experiments you're doing, and then I have my friend that I want to talk to you about. He's in here, and then I'll pick up my ball, and then but I have to wait till I can understand what he's talking about, so that I could talk to you with him. It's complicated.
I understand that. You all look like a very complicated bunch.
So I'll talk to you in about an hour. You guys do your work.
All right.
Yeah,
don't
we
mind if I
we
hang
got
a
all
hammock
sorts
up
of
here,
stuff
right?
going on. But,
All right. So you start working on Occult's arm. Remy, while this is happening, do you want to do something else, or are you watching also this fascinating but slightly gruesome in concept moment?
Well, actually, I guess like while he's in here, because like I guess he would watch if like like that winds up like being like a fast process, but like it's like he would actually like point to some of the like indicating like like the different like shards of the room, and say, "Hey, got any spares?"
Um. Uh. Yeah, I think it's not too hard to splinter some of them into smaller pieces and maybe wrap them up in something for all of you. Of course, we're gonna at least take a decent shard out of the natural one over there for you to study and maybe try and find where your friend is. But also make a few tests before, just in case I could find him myself. Once this arm is over and I've taken a look at Fisher over there, Yeah, I'll definitely can try and give you a little sample bag. Might not be an impressive collection, though. Varied, but not big. What I mean.
That's okay, mister.
Oh, goodness. He has several voices.
He has all of the voices.
Oh, yes.
It's actually how he can only communicate through things he's heard before.
Don't tell Malcolm this.
I can see how that would be a problem. I appreciate the warning.
I hope you don't mind. I put up a hammock back. Yeah, I'm sitting in it. I found some. It's sturdy over here.
Yeah, yes,
Toby's
yes,
just
absolutely.
been spinning a web for himself in the corner.
Yeah, so I
Are
could
you sure
concentrate
he's
on-
not related to Spider?
I look at Toby.
No. I've had a lot of brothers and sisters. And wait, there goes one of my eyes again. No, I'm just kidding.
There's a
Wait.
brief moment when you say this, you see Occult's eyes go wide as it really. Oh,
Sarcasm. No, I've just had a lot of brothers and sisters. A lot of dads and moms. Not spider-like though. I don't think. I don't know who my real mom and dad are. You might be right.
see, you never know.
Anyways, I got to get back to this.
Yeah.
Attunement thingy.
Don't worry, I'll make sure Bitsy doesn't move.
What?
Bitsy, the plant that you tied yourself to.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
He turns toward you, Fisher. Should I tell him it's carnivorous?
Fisher stifles a laugh. No.
Of course not. How can you do that?
It already ate. So
If
it should be
it
fine.
comes up, he'll find out. Right?
My
Right,
head is
yes,
just
yes.
like my head is just like on that side where the plant is.
Now that you know Fisher, you sort of recognize it. Oh yeah, that's right above his head. I can see it now.
A while ago, I would have been worried, but recently he's really improved a lot. So I think he'll be able to handle himself.
Yeah, no. I hope so. As long as he doesn't make sudden move, it should be fine. Or put his hand into its mouth. It's-
He'll be okay.
Yeah, no, don't worry about it. Alright. So, starts working on the arm. And an hour passes, and eventually your mask, Tobiashi, is fully
Attuned.
attuned. Fisher, you recognize that Occult's arm, at least the basic elements of it, so that it's functional, is nearly there. He's starting to make the first checkup element, seeing that if everything works, that if you stimulate this magical enchantment, one finger moves, and so it's really a complete checkup he's giving himself. You're right. This seems to work. Tobiashi, the moment that your mask is attuned, you start seeing something appear on it, translated.
Oh,
You see,
what does it say?
well, you see. Oh yeah. I feel it. I feel it on my skin.
Hey guys.
You can barely
Something-
hear where this is coming from. It really, your ears aren't catching it. But because your mask translates everything that's in another language, it's picking it up.
Hey guys, not to alarm anybody, but the skin is getting touched.
What?
Something's talking over here.
Fisher looks at the arm they're working on. I don't think there's skin on it. Toby, what are you talking about?
It says that it feels it on the skin. It's in my
What
mask.
does?
I can't. I don't know. Guys, what's going on here?
You see this line appearing, so soft, so
All
very
right.
soft.
I'm gonna get up from where I'm laying down and look around in the corner.
Make a perception roll.
Kid- Yeah, I feel like Ray would be trying to like what the hell is he talking about?
I'll do it from here. 12.
12. You're looking around, you just can't see it. It's... Damn. Where is this coming from? Remy, since you can hear Tobiyashi saying where is this coming from, you can roll if you want to. Perception.
Yeah, it's gonna. I don't know. Does he hear something with a 23?
No, but your perception as you're looking around, you sort of see what Fisher saw before because he knew what was there. You had this moment of, what is he talking about? There's no sound. Then you realize there is a 3-foot wide mouth just above Tobiyashi's head. It's not opening, but you sort of realize that, oh yeah, if you look at this, the whiskers off the side of the plant do look like teeth. And yeah, I can see a divide in the middle. And whenever Tobiyashi goes, where is it coming from? You can see this so subtle movement in the crack. To you, it just looks like. But for Tobiyashi, you hear it really go, so soft, so very soft. It's nearly intoxicating. Oh yeah, it's moving.
Also, at this point, Fisher's not actually like purposefully fucking with Toby. He's just so focused on what they've been doing, he totally forgot about the plant and just isn't noticing that that's what's happening.
You see Tobiyashi moving around and reabsorbing his silk, and the silk suddenly goes around, and it glides off the plant. And Remy, you swear that you can see the mouth turning into a very faint smile as the silk move between the branches of this plant. Tobiyashi, the translation you see is
That's very concerning. I think I'm just gonna move away from this corner. I'll start backing up and turning over to them working on their arm. So my mask is attuned now, I guess. You got something weird in the corner over there speaking.
Yeah, that's Bitsy.
Betsy?
I told you.
Oh,
It's okay.
Yeah, that's the plant.
It's not gonna eat you.
Okay.
Oh, right. Did I tell you that, or did I tell him that?
You didn't tell me that.
Oh, sorry
Yeah,
then.
see, I told you you'd be fine.
Well, it likes my silk.
Oh, its skin is very sensitive. Of course it would like it.
Could you Okay, so is it going to take away your time if I ask you some questions about something while you're working on the arm, or could I wait till after you're done?
I mean, Fisher's there. He can help me.
Okay. All right. So, long story short, I have this smoke, fog.
Ah, Fisher, not that. Sorry.
Sorry.
You're fine.
Keep going.
You're fine. Smoke, fog, elemental in this ball right here. magic ball.
Of course.
I've been able to put shard dust in it, and it makes my attacks empowered. Have you heard about this before? In your experimenting?
People spreading dust on their ball and becoming stronger. No, I've never heard about that before.
Would it help if you saw the elemental?
Yes, Remy can have recorded that.
Would it help if I show you the creature?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Fisher, you are
Okay.
aware that you're making me do a finger to your friend, right? That's too tight. You notice that
Sorry.
the hand is stuck like this.
Oh, oops. Oh no.
Oh no!
My bad.
Okay, so here, I unlock the latch from it. I open it just a little bit. Well, actually, I'll open it all the way to let it out. I'm like, oh wait, before I do it, I'm like, hey, be calm. I have to let you out. I have, in your case, a doctor here to inspect you.
Well, it is a good thing that a physician becomes part of my court. You never know when someone may do something and I need healing. Of course. You can come in.
Okay. All right. I'll unlock the latch and
Oh, I have
let
to
him
go
out.
out. I thought you
Yeah,
said he
you
was
have to.
coming
No,
in.
he can't. No, he can't come in there. He's too big.
Oh, well. Okay.
Sorry about that. Sorry.
Well, that's a bit
Just
disappointing.
all right. Let me know how you feel about it and everything. I'll let you out. Okay. Unlatch it. Let him out.
The outside.
I get ready to catch him back into the ball if he starts acting up.
My vessel is missing. Where is he?
Oh, he got injured in the last fight defending your honor.
Oh,
You guys just hear me saying this to him?
yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
You just hear his side of the conversation. Unless, Fisher, you've switched to elemental.
Nope.
Primordial, I mean.
No, I'm still on construct.
Alright, so, where is that physician?
Right there, working on the arm.
Oh,
The bigger one.
right. Not the small one, of course.
Wait, is Fisher the bigger one? I don't know.
Well, Fisher is a combat model. Occult is not a combat model, so...
Mm-hmm.
Occult
Okay, but
is a
is
bit-
one taller?
Fisher is probably taller, but Occult, because of his owl shape, feels a little bit wider.
The one
Fisher's
that
a
doesn't
bit
have an
denser.
arm. Yeah, the one that doesn't have the arm.
Right,
To be exact.
of course. Vassal! Tend to me.
Have you seen anything like this before? Occult?
Huh. Well, that's interesting.
He- He's able to absorb elements and put them out. Well, the shards. Able to absorb the shards.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Huh. That's very peculiar. Feels like he's trying to look regal. What do
He's
you mean?
very-
I tried. I am. I
He
am
doesn't. He
Lord.
doesn't mean it. He says he is very regal, and
And
he's
from,
very majestic.
yeah, absolutely. And from now on, I want people to call me Your Highness. That's just fitting.
I'll lean over to a Colt. It's got a bit of an attitude.
I look from the back. I'm like, from behind him. I'm like,
Right. Okay. Hold on. Let me grab this tool. They look like small glasses. He just puts them on his face. And, right. For a brief moment, you sort of see the face of an old person below that owl face. Right. So, elemental being made out of mist. Oh, it looks like you've been plucked out of your realm. That must have hurt.
That's kind of what we're trying to figure out, where he comes from.
Oh, there are many realms. I mean, we'd have to go with one with air. We don't have a whole lot of it. Hold on. Give me a moment. Do I have something? I guess it would be storm, huh? Yeah. Oh, I do have a little storm shard. It's not that big. Actually, Tobiashi, could you hand me this one over there? Put on the glove, please. And
Yeah, okay.
grab the one that's in the test tube over there.
All right, I'll put on the glove wherever it is. I'll grab it. This one, right?
Yes,
The right one?
of course.
Okay.
Yes. All right, so, Remy, you recognize that he's using some sort of mage hand, taking the shard. And, all right. Now, let's see. Does it resonate with him? What's he doing with that shard for?
He's testing something.
I'm not a test subject. I am a lord.
It's for your health, My Majesty.
Yeah. Okay, then.
You just see a sweat drop. I'm just like,
Remy, you're not sure about the conversation, but you can recognize the physical manifestation of someone lying through his teeth. I have so much trouble saying this.
I mean, like, I understand the bear portion of it, just not enough for complete understanding. Because Remy does know Primordial, it's just like more Orin based.
Yeah, no. Oh, yeah, that's right. You do recognize elements of the conversation. But you also recognize easily that Tobiashi is just full of it right now. Oh, that's right. You probably recognize now that the being wants to be called Your Majesty, Your Highness, my Lord. Oh yeah, someone that has a bigger ego than audience.
Remy contemplates on the existence of that.
Right. I don't think that's the same shard, but I could include it in the package. I could scrape off a few shavings. Maybe you'd have a few pebbles or something like this. Could do more tests on it, but just superficial. I need to drink.
Don't we all need a drink?
no. That's for the weekend.
Superficially speaking, they don't look the same. They don't radiate exactly the same thing. I get the feeling that his is a bit more closer to pure clouds than actual storm in its entirety. Fascinating being. I do get the feeling that this creature doesn't have any bones, so it could probably slip in almost anywhere. Very useful.
Yeah, that would be true. Um, if it were to help itself. Yeah, if it were to help him.
Yes, yes, yes. Well,
I think he explained. Could you? Um, I haven't given you a name yet, or you haven't chosen a name for yourself yet. Um,
well, you can start
Majesty.
with yeah, exactly. That is the best
Um,
start.
could you? Would you mayhaps explain where you were before I found you?
I was living in a beautiful realm, filled with clouds of different colors and shape. There was energy everywhere. Lightning, thunder, but mostly clouds. And I remember this damn dragon. All made of clouds. I hated him
Oh.
so much.
I'll start to explain that to a cult.
Anyone
He said
who ever would have worshipped a dragon, I just absolutely.
They despise. Um, he said he lived in a very beautiful realm of clouds of different colors, lightning and thunder and a bunch of energy, and then a cloud dragon.
Oh, that's probably not a raw shard. It's probably an amalgamation of shards. Oh, then of course that's not going to be what we have here, but also it narrows. No, actually it widens the field. Because now it's anything that can be mixed with something else. Although a shard like this one could probably be used to try and touch part of this realm. But there would be a chance that you'd be thrown into a different realms. But if it connects to it, then yeah, there's a chance, definitely.
We don't need another Jorg happening.
Yeah. I wouldn't like him to disappear or me disappear on everybody else.
Yes.
Maybe one day.
Yeah. And who knows, maybe I'll be able to get your friend out. I'll try to reach in that shard, see what's in there. If nothing else, I might take out something that's very intriguing to watch. I mean, I have a few plant specimen over there. I reached in and that's what came out. That's so fascinating.
Well, my lord, it looks like you're in a perfect health.
As I knew I was.
Also, we have gotten a bit closer to where you're from.
Good.
So it is time for you to come back and help me. I'll open up his cage, his ball.
Right. Back into my palace. It's safer like this.
Yes,
Of course.
especially since I don't know how you react to the fog.
Huh. That's a good point. I commend you on your quick thinking.
Just trying to keep you in good health, my sir.
Good.
I start putting him back into it. Close the lid. Turn off my mask. Thank you very much, Occult. That's all the questions I have for now.
Oh, okay. That's good. That's good.
I don't know if that's better or worse than he was before.
Oh no, he's getting worse.
It's like before he was actively hostile
I mean,
to like everybody. Now he's not. He's just like an ass.
I'd say kind of I feel like the temper is on the edge. But he's getting better.
Well, he
He's
thinks
not trying to kill us. He gets out.
he thinks you all are his servants. So not being an ass, he's being a ruler.
He does have a ruler complex, so.
I mean, historically, rulers have had pretty big asses.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Anyways,
Yeah, I'm sure you don't know the story about Jack. Sorry.
The one with the giant peach.
Oh,
Although
that
his
hurts.
name is James, but
That hurts.
Close it up.
All right.
Sorry, Jack had the giant beanstalk.
it was James.
I mean that just means we're looking someplace else. But then again, Jack and James would get along great.
hmm
Hey. But it's better when you put Jack with Jill. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Actually, no, like
good at
no,
this
like,
guy.
that's the case where like Jack had lived, was met with a very unfortunate end when Jill got involved.
And so when it ends, it's James and Jill. All right. So I feel like I just described a pornographic movie.
Either that or some sort of like fairy tale telenovela,
Oh, okay. So
like Jill caught Jack and James, like 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 in a tryst and in a rage, like like threw Jack down the hill.
oh, all right. So an hour passed and the arm was fixed. And eventually, it's functional enough that he can start working on your body and trying to figure you out, Fisher. And, all right, so now we have to unfortunately take you apart, and there is quite a bit of armor on you. Fortunately, hey, we get Val and V there. Fortunately, I do have this little trinket. Now, don't worry about it. It's probably better if I show you. He take this. It honestly looks like a mini plunger. Puts it on your shoulder. And waits for a moment. And not long, maybe 5 or 6 seconds. And then he starts pulling on it. And you feel your armor slowly detaching itself from your body. It's not supposed to be possible. As far as you know, you've never seen it happen anywhere. Once you've attuned to an armor, it's fused with you. But slowly he removes it, and yeah, there you go. Then there's your shoulder armor.
That's... How did you do that? That's not supposed to be possible.
Well, it's a few gadgets that we've been able to steal from the process. They do have quite a collection of gadgets in there. Although I've had this one for nearly 500 years, so I'm not too exactly sure. We were lucky to find it. Get the feeling that there was a lot of looting and pillaging at the end, right before the process fell, and the main gates, and then suddenly gates one after the other inside. I think people got desperate and started to try and steal whatever they could, in the hope that it was something that could blow up. We were lucky.
Makes sense.
Yeah. No, but they do have a few interesting trinkets, plans that I've taken, and I've been able to duplicate a few gadgets that I found there. Very useful. Although I've never seen it applicable on something that is extremely large. You know, if I placed it on your chest, I wouldn't be able to remove your entire chest plate in a single pull. But who knows? Maybe I'd be able to remove that eye on your chest.
Oh, that's yeah, I can take that out.
Oh, okay.
But do I know the actual word for it? Or is it technically a docent? Or is
Well, you'd probably be
onboard AI?
stuck. You'd probably be stuck in that position of saying, the closest thing that you know that relates to it is a docent, but it's obvious that it's more than that.
Mm-hmm.
So that would probably be your definition right now.
Mm-hmm.
You can always just say it's an artifact. That a lot of people just won't argue with this and will know what it is. Any adventurer would know what an artifact is, and so
Mm-hmm.
we just go, oh, okay.
It's a sentient artifact.
Right, okay, so a little harder to get out against its will, I guess. From inside of you, you hear, try it, I'll fry you.
You're fine. Nobody's gonna touch you. Stop complaining.
There's this very odd feeling that you have while you're reassuring Terranad. The concept of being taken out of you by force scares him. There's something very unappealing would be weak for the term. It's an experience that you can't put into word.
Mm-hmm.
But that's really an idea that is excessively aggressive to him. You've never felt him scared before.
I think Fisher has a second of like, ha, and then, oh shit, this is actually important.
It's like, ha, you care.
Actually, Fisher. Make an intelligence roll for me, please. I'd go with investigation if it gives you a bonus.
Audience is laying 5 feet in the other room, right? Like,
Probably more like 50 feet away, but yeah.
oh, you heard the man. It works.
This. I don't believe I used my coin in combat.
I don't think so.
Nope.
Do I want to use it now, or I feel like there's going to be possibly important stuff to use it on, like just
Are you saying that
after
Terranad
this.
isn't important?
He is. But so is taking apart and putting back together my entire body.
That is also true.
Sure, I'll use it now.
I mean, well, in fairness,
Never
that would
mind.
be somebody else's role.
Worse. An 11.
11.
The reroll, the first roll was a 5. The reroll was a 3. Classic.
Yeah. There's just something about the feeling that you get from Terranad that feels like it's reaching out into a memory somewhere, but you just can't put your finger on that memory.
A memory. A memory of mine or his?
That's it. You can't figure it out. It's sort of like
Alright.
the feeling wants to trigger a memory. The feeling of his fear wants to trigger a memory, but it's just not bubbling up to the surface.
Okay.
More like the bubble got stuck on the way up. Alright. So, you start seeing Occult pull Fisher apart, limb by limb, one after the other, opening up his arm, pulling everything, putting it aside, dismantling him. You sort of see this dismantle arm at one point, hinges by hinges, and it's not hurting for you, Fisher. He obviously knows what he's doing. Before doing this, he disconnected the part that allows you to know that you've been damaged. So your body sort of doesn't register the damage on your arm. But you know that if it could, that would hurt like hell. But it doesn't. You can't even feel it. Actually, it's the first time you can actually say, I understand what they mean by ghost feeling. Obviously, Occult doesn't have the same means as the Garden. Because
They're way out here in the middle of
yeah, but
undead wasteland.
But also, you remember when a member of the Garden went inside of you and looked at you, and everything about you just unraveled in a single moment, and everything was there floating in midair, and you was just able to, as if this was child's play, something he learned while learning his profession, and not more complex than this. Occult knows what he's doing, but you get the feeling that it's because he knows what he's doing. He did this, he studied this, and he figured it out on its own. So he looks at, oh yeah, well, that's definitely something a bit harsh. Right. Well, a lot of this seems to have been repaired properly. Or at least reconnected properly. Well, it's really up to you. I mean, I can try and put you back up to spec, so to speak. Or I can take a peek at your head and your chest. In that case, I might be able to see if there's some inefficiencies in your inner working. So in metagame term, what the Dungeon Master is saying is that you now have access to the second upgrade that I promised you. And that second upgrade is a choice between a physical upgrade or a mental upgrade. So basically, it's the same thing as having the ability score improvement, except that you have to choose between physical stats or mental stats. So I'm giving you the choice with this one.
You're getting a hardware or a software update.
Basically.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Let's do a software update.
All right. So, just to remind you what I've said once before, there is one guaranteed hardware update, one guaranteed software update, and one that you will be able to choose. You found the physical upgrade on your own. Now you just found the option, the one that you have an option to.
The option. Okay.
So you know that the
And then,
last one will be software update.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's go.
You go with software?
Software.
All right.
Okay, why are they running off of Vista all this time?
Well, that's the problem.
Yeah.
You've been using Windows.
I mean, I'm making that boot up noise every once in a while.
Da-na-na-na. What did you say?
What was that?
I'd never hear the end of it from Terranat if I chose the hardware one too.
All right. Well, when we come back from the break, it's yours. So, put the 2 points.
Back from the
Sweet.
grave.
Yeah, he's gotta reboot me. Gotta
Did I
do a
zone
full
out
reboot,
and everybody
so-
died?
Well,
He
yeah.
had to kill me and bring me back for it to work.
The plant ate you, and now it just spat you out, and it's 50 years later. You've been preserved and cold inside of the stomach of the plant.
Man, imagine having to sit through 50 years worth of updates.
Updating.
The download speed's
Updating.
really slow here.
And like it's not like, it's not a situation where it's just like, you just, update to like the most current version. It's like you have to go through each version sequentially.
Yeah, you can't just skip. You're like 10 behind, and you gotta do each one.
Each one of them, I remember, it's sort of like Windows, and you have, it's preparing to prepare the update. I really saw that one. What do you mean he's preparing to prepare the update? What the heck? All right, so like I said, back after the break. Valenby will be proud because she'll have her ducks during the break. Oh damn! There's a little. I hope it's not too loud. There's a little problem with my sound. Okay. Like I said, see you back in 15 minutes. All right. Now you hear it. Good. All right. See you back in 15 minutes. Bye.
Okay.
And hello, we're back. Yeah, we're all alive. Oh, damn, we're 1 minute longer than 15 minutes. Okay, sorry. All right, so Fisher, you finish rebooting, and you have a mustache on you. You ask Terranat, and said, "That wasn't me."
For real?
No.
Or-
No, it's not.
Well, I mean, it would go nice with your really cool hat.
Oh, unless Remy wanted to paint one on you, then it did work. But so you boot back up, and oh wow! You never realized this, but there just was always this resistance that's not there anymore. It's easier to think. That's a weird sensation. You're not inundated with new ideas, but still, it's just oh wow, I used to find thinking about this hard, but now, not so much.
It's just that meme with all the math. Wow, that is a lot better.
Yeah, huh?
What?
Clear the sinuses.
I have sinuses?
I don't know, do you?
Or do you mean synapses?
No, I'm sure the human that came here said sinuses.
I don't. But, you know, like, I have a -1 to medicine. I don't know what sinuses are.
Actually, you might even say that he rerouted your internal processing.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow. Yeah, that's
Well, it should make a lot of things easier for you now.
no kidding. This is going to take some getting used to,
Yeah. I'm sure it will.
but I feel like it won't take very long because of it.
By tomorrow you'll be there. You hear from inside of you. Yeah, it is easier to try and have you think about something now.
What do you mean have me think about something?
Oh, sorry, I wasn't supposed to say this?
Never mind. Well, now that it's easier to think, can we try? You want to help me figure out how Terry happened?
And then you have this moment. Terry. He's looking at you. You sort of got used to his body expression, and there's this moment where his mouth is slightly open. You sort of translate this into bewilderment.
Mm-hmm. I start just filling him up in on everything that we were doing while we were doing it, because I just realized as soon as he took my arms off, I wouldn't be able to talk to Terry anymore because minor illusion has somatic components.
Oops.
So
It's almost like Raimi actively said, like, you should explain things first.
yeah.
But you know what? This was before the extra 2 intelligence, so.
Yeah, exactly. See, it's already coming.
Now you think about it, you look at Remy. He's like, oh, you did warn me, huh? That
Yeah, so I just start
was
throwing up
strange.
paragraphs of everything that we just went through in the past.
Okay. I think I understand. Okay. The analogy is a bit crude, but it still works fine. Wow. Can anyone do this?
I think it would be a lot harder to do on a entirely organic person.
But it's possible.
Most likely lethal.
Oh.
Unless you have extremely powerful magic.
Oh. I understand. You see him take a peek at Remy for one moment and then look back at you.
You know, I was thinking the exact same thing because, as a reminder, it's like he understands Raimi to just be a series of like blades and swords.
Yeah, is just knife hands the the existential shark terror.
He's Shark Man all the time.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Now we were gonna try and find out where you came from, if you're interested in that.
Occult looks at you as, oh, well, that's gonna be quite an interesting endeavor. Do you want to be there for the entire research, or do you just want to leave him here with me? I heard that they're making a banquet for all of you. I'm pretty sure at least the 2 organics one needs to eat.
Why don't you join us for the banquet, and then we can come back here after
Oh,
and keep working.
Yeah, no, sure. That
I've
works.
never had a
Actually, Remy
family
cocks his
meal
head and
before.
like, points up 2 talents.
He looks at you, Fisher. What is he saying?
My wisdom didn't increase. My intelligence did.
All right, I'm saying it now. I want a robot. No.
And suddenly, Remy, it makes sense. You know, Fisher was not nodding and smiling at what you were doing because he was understanding. It's because he had no clue all this time.
He's just been BSing his way through the whole time.
Yep.
Man, for 3 months. Well, nearly 4 now.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, I don't really want to. Oh, I would like to have actual time to chat with everybody and get to know them.
All right.
And I think Terry would too.
Oh, well, then bring him along. Well, why don't you come also, Tobiashi and Remy? I'm sure there's something to eat for all of you. I mean, we don't have a whole lot of
Yep.
meat. I heard you need a fair amount to live.
Wait, I kind of assumed when you said throwing a banquet, it was because of them, and that's not normally. Do you guys normally eat?
We don't need to, but we found a few things to enjoy. Plant extracts.
Sucking on pennies. Sorry.
There's this
Bad joke,
drink
bad joke.
I have.
It's this drink. Wait, we can make it with audience's cup.
No, it's not an alcoholic drink. It was a supercharged drink from another world. Came from the
You guys
world
have
where...
potatoes?
What?
It's this super weird. It's just like a oblong
Starchy
shape
rock.
that is just. They just pull it straight out of the ground.
You mean
It's
they're
just
edible?
like dirt. Yeah. And everybody loves them. So I don't. They're
Really?
weird.
Yes. Who wants to eat something that looks like
It
shit that
looks
you
like a
dig up
rock,
from the earth?
right?
Yeah.
It doesn't
It's
make
good
any
if
sense.
you bake it and then put some pig on there and some butter.
That opens so many possibilities. You actually eat shit from the ground.
Yeah.
Damn.
Like even roots. That's basically what it is. It's like one big root. Talking about roots, have you ever had a beet?
Yes, they have developed quite the cover story
Oh, okay.
that I don't. Somehow.
So me and
for-
audience, we're the Beat Brothers. We make a really good beet juice. I have to wait for him to be awake. Take our card. I hand him one of our cards.
Oh,
The
that's
Beat Brothers.
I'm not
They
sure.
don't actually make it,
Oh,
so
okay,
that won't
okay.
help you at all.
Don't listen to him. We're located down in north south. It changes
Down
every
in
time.
north
We have a
south.
bunch of
That's how you say
we have a
that.
bunch of different yeah.
Okay.
We're in all the souths.
Well, we'll be glad to taste your fictitious beet juice. Meanwhile, we do have beet syrup.
Nice. I'll have to taste that.
Well, then
You
come
put
to the
in some
banquet.
water.
There's going to be several kind of syrup that we make from the different plants that we grow here. But also a few tasty treats that I do believe that you normally eat. A few plants, a few fruits.
Sounds good.
Tender is actually an incredibly talented mushroom grower.
Rip George.
Sounds good to me. Well, let's get going to that banquet.
You see
I'm
that shard on
hungry.
the desk go, oh.
Yeah. That's it, guy. We just need to keep talking about plants, and he'll just come back.
I'm super hungry, guys.
All right, well, you're all taken to a central building. Not too big. It looks like a bit of a gazebo that has a glass covering on the outside. There's enough room for everyone, and you do notice that there are a lot of different meals. Everyone is very much excited by seeing Terry also arriving, and you get the feeling that this is the aunt and aunt torture, where everyone arrives, and the moment they see Terry, you immediately see the aunt, oh, Terry, oh, and they start touching him, patting him, and you see him just go,
Clears his face. Okay, guys.
Wow, the last time I saw you, you were only this high.
Yeah. He's still only that.
you were,
He was in there for a while. Has he noticeably grown?
you
since the last-
think that since his birth, he has grown a full inch.
Wow.
Yeah, he's 2 inch long now.
They start pinching at his cheek.
Yeah.
Look how cute you are. I could just eat you up.
Please don't. That's his greatest fear. Yeah. He's obviously quite small. Don't overcrowd him. Also, he can't see, so he has to talk. Well, he can't. We talk to him through magic.
Oh, right.
If any of you
right.
guys
I
can,
see.
and then I'll demonstrate with a little, by popping up like a little like name above everybody's head.
Name tags. Okay. Right.
He enabled the name
Alright.
tags, and wow.
No, they're there all the time. But I stopped concentrating on the magic. Where aren't they leaving? All right. Chief Citron. Sorry, Citron. No H. Amalgam. Amalgam laughs. Okay. Occult. I've seen. Spy. Why is he called Spy?
I assume he's good at seeing things.
Hmm. Very perceptive of you.
Why, thank you.
You hear Chief saying, Spy has very few words, but he always gets the point across. You hear Citron going, yeah, sometime from a quarter of a mile across. He's good with his weapon.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
All right. Well, in that case, put Terry on the table, and we'll have open discussions about everything that you want to discuss. If there are any questions that you want to ask, all of you, any of you. Too bad an audience is still a bit out of it. He's probably going to be out for a little while, and Chief adds to. Oh yes, I've heard that it was a very tender care.
Is that a pun?
No, actually, I was not intending to, but yeah, now that you mention it, I do wonder if it's a good or bad one.
Don't ask me about humor. I've been told I'm not good at it.
All right, well, all of you, sit down, Mr. Tobiyashi, Mr. Remy.
My name is Lord Tobiyashi. No, I'm just playing.
I'm not calling you Lord.
Good call.
All right.
You see Malgam going, can I help you with something? And he grabs a whole lot of stuff from everywhere with all of his arms and points it toward everyone's direction. Sort of, tell me what you want. Tell me what you want.
Well, what do you guys have?
Mostly the syrups. We can digest it pretty well, and it actually can be absorbed by the organic component inside of us. We have quite an interesting variety of fruits, of plants, and mostly flowers. Fruit-bearing flowers before they bear fruit.
Well, I guess one of everything.
And for those who actually wants to eat something that they're familiar, we have a large variety of vegetable and fruit. Not a lot of animals live around here. We do get a few hare from time to time, mouses, bats. Actually, Saber's cooked bat is something fascinating to smell in the best of ways. Too bad no one of us eats it.
I'll try some of that.
Yeah, well, you can try it if you stay here for another day. He'll be back at the end of next day. Well, dig in. So, if there's any question that any of you want to ask to all of these people, now is the time.
So what's the deal with that asshole in the big tower?
Oh, well, who do you ask? Is there someone that you ask in specific, or do you just blurt that out? Well, everyone's taking something.
In a moment of awkward silence, he blurts it out.
Okay. Oh, yes. Yeah, he's been quite a problem. Chief answered this. Yeah. I have to agree with some people when they say that it's sort of the curse of this island chain. I mean, none of they've seen other island chains, so maybe each island chain has its own curse. But it feeds on itself.
As far as we've run into, this is the only one with a curse.
Well, that's good. At least there's hope outside. But... Occult goes, well, it's been quite a while from what we can gather that there has been any influence from the outside. And because of this, there's been... Well, the only way to say this is inbreeding a whole lot. Because once the outside stop furnishing us with material to hold down this prison place, the Spire was forced to turn on the population to replace its rank, and by doing so, slowly infected the tower itself into the mindset inside of the island. So, eventually, the jailed become the jailers. And the cycle of aggression closed itself on itself.
How long's the current guy been in charge?
Oh, longer than the normal human is supposed to be there, I can tell you that. I've never heard about a human living longer than 90 years. He's been there for 120 years. And as best we can tell, he still doesn't look like he's older than his 30s. So I don't know what's the deal with that, but it's definitely not natural.
I don't know what Do I know what a lich is?
With a what?
Lich is?
Make an intelligence roll. Knowledge. Remembering.
Smarter. Straight intelligence or history, arcana?
History or arcana would work.
They're both the same bonus. Can't keep myself from rolling bad though. Now that's a 13.
Yeah, you know, you're smarter now, but you realize the limitation of this because you learned this when you weren't as smart. So because of that,
It doesn't suddenly make you go back in time and pay attention more.
Yeah.
you know, you don't know why you kept being drawn by this bird on the ledge of the window. Then now you remember, oh, that's they were talking about the lich when I was looking at the bird.
Damn.
You know the general concept, but nothing specific about it. You know that they're undead wizard. You don't know how they're made. You don't know how they live for hundreds and hundreds of years.
Mm-hmm.
You know that they're usually made of humans. It's excessively rare for an elf to become undead. There is a resistance to this. But, you know, if you really put your mind to it.
Alright. Yeah, because we're kind of on our way. What do you guys know about the tower?
It's well defended. You need to have confirmation before you get in. You can get in with the station that is on the edge of the island, but you'll need confirmation from the other islands. Once you're there, there's a whole bunch of security measures that you're going to have to go through. If you don't have anyone that's going to be anyone that knows how this works, it's going to be a little bit of a hell to get to the center of this. Well, once you get to the tower itself, according to the maps we have, of course, we don't have any maps from the inside, we only have maps from the outside. The island is nearly completely deserted. It's just rocks and blistered earth, and nothing grows there, as if the life itself had been sucked out of this place. You really will have an option when you get there to jump before you enter the tower itself, or go in. If you go in, maintenance is going to be waiting for you, and no confirmation that there are enough living people in there. So you might have to face a whole bunch of machines when you get inside. Or you can leave before you get in. In that case, you'll have to figure out how to get inside. But at least you won't have been seen. They'll probably want to know why there is a train coming in with nothing inside. But they're also machines, so they might simply suspect that someone tried and failed.
I think we're planning on taking the sneakier route.
Well, I definitely
seems
recommend
like
it.
I don't think we're gonna be able to hack and slash our way through, especially if we start at the beginning.
Yeah.
But
Well, with no one living in there, or very few people living, you'll have a much easier way walking in these halls. It depends on how many machines that have been placed there. The wizard has a tendency to build stuff when he's bored. So you might have quite a few experimental machines in there. And when he gets bored, he gets bored. So expect something wild with abilities that you will most likely just look at it and say, come on. He can do that also?
fun.
Yeah, well, it is if you manage to avoid all of those things.
Yeah.
What exactly do you want to do in there?
Get out, but also get back in.
Occult goes, well, you know that if you simply go through the barrier on the edge, if you are not guilty anymore, you can simply enter and leave.
I mean, in addition to my own reasons for coming here, which was to meet, I guess, not meet you guys, because I didn't know you existed yet, but anyway, we also work for an organization that we're trying to place a beacon that will enable travel in and out more
Well,
easily.
that would change a lot of things. I'm not sure the outside world is ready for this. Oh, I don't know. Depends on how
Well,
far
who
they
we
went.
work for isn't. I guess they're the outside world.
Oh. Well, that would help regulate things. Tobiashi, you see Malgam arriving next to you and he hands you a piece of food. You just hear him say,
What did you do
"Here?
What is it?
Why do I need to have done something with it? I'm giving it to you." It's a carrot he's giving you.
I'll take it.
And here?
Did you clean it?
Oh, it looks okay. It looks like he just took some food from the table and he's giving it to you.
All right, I'll bite it.
Tastes okay. Crispy. Little sweet. Interesting. And he hands you a handful of berries.
I'll eat them.
And he gives you a fork. Here.
I'll put the berries on a plate and I'll start stabbing them with the fork until there's like a line on each one of the things of berries. Then I'll eat them.
He hands you a handkerchief with another hand. Here.
Thank you. Clean up my face with it.
Then he hands you something in one of his hand. It's completely covered by his fist. You can't see what's inside. Here, that's also good. He's waiting for you to open your hand.
I'll open it.
He opens his hand, and you feel something fall into your hand. And immediately, when what?
It's a turd.
No, when he moves his hand out of the way, you see a crystal in your hand, and you hear a call go, "Malgam, what are you? I just want to see them," and burst out into the shards. I'm sorry, and he goes away.
So is the crystal in my hand?
That's a shard in your hand.
What do I do about this?
Drop it. Or put it down gently.
Okay, I put it on the table.
Malcolm,
I told you.
stop it.
He's out to get me.
But I didn't see him leave. I want to see one go through.
I like kick him.
I'm never trusting him again.
He's too far away. You see a call just go, ah. I'll take care of this. And he takes a large handkerchief filled with incantations written on it, and he gently takes the shard. I'll go put it back where he took it. And there goes. Well, now you can see why I am so patient.
Maybe he wouldn't be so bad if you were a little less patient.
Oh, that's Rek's job.
Ah. See.
He's the heavy lifter here. Coming from Tender, that means something.
So, how long have y'all been here?
Well, you hear Spy go, the first one of us awakened about 400 years ago, along with some of the first on these island chains. And then we have been watching for others ever since. Chief go, yeah, that's about the resume of it. I mean, no one's been awakening for longer than 400 years. So, this is why none of us actually have memories of father and father. You hear Citron go, I do wish I could remember them. They look so very nice on the statue. You hear Malgam from the distance say, you're not gonna get emotional again. And you start to... You see Chief go, oh. When he gets riled up, he really gives you a headache.
No kidding.
Well, I guess we all need the weird brother, huh?
I guess so.
Amy's head.
I don't know, I guess
so
nobody else in my party seems to have siblings, and they're all a little weird, so...
Why did I know Remy was going to say that?
Yeah, well, you know what they say, and he... Chief looks at you, Remy. He says, You know what they say. If you can't figure out who's the weird one, that means it's you. So.
Sounds about right.
See? And who's the weird one in your group?
I'm quiet.
I think we all fill that role.
Oh, well. At least you all see it, so that's always good.
Mm-hmm.
So, got any more interesting questions?
Yeah, totally. There are definitely things I should be asking that I.
What's the deal with
I'm
that
aware.
dragon guy that you guys were talking about? Why is he not here?
Raw? Well, it depends. Because he could try and tear out your limb. He can't eat properly at a table. And he'd most likely get a thrill out of smashing the windows of this small room. Unless he's in one of his good days, then you would actually be able to talk to him for a little bit.
You guys said you've been taking care of him since he was like a little kid?
Yes, well, unfortunately, we have no clue how to take care of one of them. And I guess that's what happened. Seeing his audience is very different from him. I guess we did something wrong.
Being an expert on doing things wrong, I think you guys did the best you can. There's not like a book written on how to be a parent.
I know,
Or-
but humans are so easy. You just let them grow, and the worst they get is argumentative. He tries to pull people's limbs off.
I mean, a human can get that way too
Yeah, but
if you leave them alone.
they can't succeed. He can.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be problematic.
So Terry, do you feel like ripping someone's limbs off yet, or?
Well, unless you've just used magic, he doesn't know what you just said.
It's just silent. I'm like, oh yeah. Like, yeah.
You just see Terry looking at everyone and starts to realize that, oh, there's sound from there. There's sound from there. What are they saying?
With my superior intellect now, can I start trying to effectively subtitle the conversation for Terry?
You're now the interpreter for deaf people. Yeah, sure. You can probably do your best. There are probably going to be a few words missing because everyone's speaking at normal speed. But let's see how easily you can process this. Let's go with your intelligence. You can, if you have a better role with this investigation, because that's basically what you're doing. You're trying to absorb the raw elements.
There we go. That's 26.
Damn! Actually, you're pretty good as an interpreter. You surprise yourself. And suddenly, Terry starts listening to the conversation when he sees that oh, information. Okay, he says this. He says this. Oh, suddenly he can understand. Suddenly I feel. You get the impression that he mostly just absorbs information. doesn't try to intervene in any of the conversation. You just see him there looking in the direction of whoever is talking and listening to whatever information is being given. From time to time, you just hear him say, "Interesting." Well, you read him say, "Interesting."
Mm-hmm.
At one point, you say, "Can I have something to drink?"
Yeah, and I will. They said they had like syrups, right?
Different types of syrups, yeah, from a variety of plants, flowers, vegetable, maybe even fruit. I'm not sure.
So I'll look for a kind of watery syrup. That's about as sugar water as you can get.
Yeah, well, basically. You look at one and, "Oh, I recognize this. That's honey. I think he's gonna like it." It's probably something made from a flower. He seems to enjoy it. Very interesting. Subtle flavors inside of it, none of which I can identify. I do not know these names of plants.
Want me to ask?
Why, yes.
Terry wants to know what all this stuff is.
Oh, tenders, and then suddenly starts explaining a variety of things and naming a few plants, and occult joins her. Because some of them actually have arcane properties, latent arcane properties. The variety is wide, and even for Tobiashi and Remy, there's something to drink. There's an orange one, there's a purple one, there's a pale blue one, there's a slushy green one, there's one that's sort of a sun-colored yellow. None of them knows what sun is, but it actually is the color in front of you inside of a glass.
Yeah, I just start explaining stuff for Terry. It's like, yeah, try whatever you want. If you have any favorites, let me know. We'll see if we can find it. Or we'll grab some more for the road.
All right. Well, he tries a whole variety of things and asks, "What's this? What's this? What's this? What's this?" So there's a portion of the evening that's just sampling food and drinking syrup and a little bit of water, for Tobiashi and Remy. And at one point, "Oh, that's not fair." You hear Malgam go, "It's not fair. One of you doesn't have water. I'm gonna go give him some." And he takes a huge jug. He's going toward the infirmary.
Rainy, concerned, immediately gets up from the table and starts running.
Yeah. Ray, make sure he doesn't drown. Audience.
You follow him, and when you arrive, you sort of have this moment of, "No, don't do this." Because he's there, and you hear him, "How do you make someone that's unconscious drink?" "I know." And he takes a rag, and he puts it inside of the water, and unfolds it, and put it on his face. You have this moment of, "No." That's not drinking, that's torture. Not the same thing.
Rainy probably knows this torture.
Yeah.
But I wanted to make him drink. Can you you make him drink?
Shh, the baby's sleeping.
Okay. Wake up! No, he didn't wake up. Want me to slap him? And you see all 6 hands go up in the air.
No.
Aw. You're boring. I'm gonna go see if I can mess with Tobiashi again.
Remy breathes a sigh of relief.
God, horrifying to imagine.
Tobiashi.
What?
Did you fall asleep?
No, I'm inspecting something.
Okay. Well, make an inspection. Investigation roll.
I get what I'm looking at.
Well, you're there at the table.
Sounds about right.
You're there at the table and you're listening to Fisher translate thing to Terry and everyone talking and looking at Terry and asking a few questions. You know, do you know what's inside of him? What's his anatomy? Where does it come out? He doesn't seem to have a rear end. All of those things.
And I'm just like, I don't know. I
have no clue.
No idea. He was a little.
And you say he came out from you? Where from you did he came out of?
I don't remember specifically because I passed out and woke up. I think it was. Who was with me?
A gnome.
Was it just the gnome? Was somebody else with me?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I want to say Tobiashi or Remy. But I'm not sure.
I had him longer than Toby's been back.
Yes,
so.
That's right.
Remy, were you there?
He's not there. He's preventing audience from being waterborne.
Yeah. Yeah. No. So it doesn't matter. I'm just trying to remember.
Tobiashi.
But
while Fisher is trying to figure things out, you feel something wet on your feet.
What are you doing? Somebody keep this thing away from me.
Toby, I'm sure you can hold your own.
What?
Be vigilant. I believe in you. You got this.
I'll keep eating my berries.
You hear Spy go, he only mess with people he actually likes.
So I have a new familiar. No, just playing.
No,
So
I think he has a new familiar.
What?
Sorry.
So do you guys know about this being that's in the spire?
I think they already. I think they already explained
Talk
as
to him about
much as they know.
Well,
It was a guy.
are you talking about the
It was-
wizard?
No. The
Oh,
There's a-
yeah, no, not the wizard.
I-
Right. I totally forgot to mention that. Thank you. I knew there was something I was forgetting.
well, I'm here.
the like potential like godlike being in the spire locked away in there.
I can't say that I've heard anything about it. The chief is talking. Can't say that I've heard anything about a divine being shackled in there. it would require a tremendous amount of energy to keep something like this in prison. What makes you think there is a divine being in there?
I've had dreams.
The entire table goes quiet.
Do you guys not dream? It's kind of nice to just fully shut down every once in a while.
Citron says, well, we've all had to, for one reason or another, be repaired. And that's easier when you're shut down. So you also have these dreams? All of you?
Oh, thank God. Well, just... I mean, they have dreams.
We normally dream.
And you dream
But
about this?
I'm the only one that dreams specifically about the light being.
You hear Spy go, yes. Hidden. Far away. In the shadows. Being forcefully used.
Yeah, I, pretty sure that's in the tower.
Tender goes, yes. You believe this entity might be in the tower, and it is a divine being?
That, I mean, from... What else would it be?
You hear a cult go, oh, well, there is an interesting variety of possibilities there. But if it's a divine being, that opens up so many questions. How did it get there? Why can't it leave? How are they keeping this entity chained up? That the wizard may have the necessary tools, the necessary power to hold a divine being in check? I mean, this would explain how he's been able to grow into power so easily, but and who, if it's not him, then who put it there?
Could it, I mean... The mist is also kind of a divine being, right?
Spy goes, I've never seen anything that suggests it has any divine properties. I'm not even sure it is alive. However, the barrier is.
Right, well, it's the judge.
Yes.
Have we just been assuming somebody told us it was, you told us that.
Yes, I said it, but not in game. I said it as an explanation that the barrier was an avatar.
Oh, okay. So it's just kind of like a
It's
assume.
For you, it's an excessively powerful being.
It's just one of those, well, if it's not a god, what else is that strong kind of assumptions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that's kind of, yeah, we've just been assuming. It's like, what else is that powerful.
Tender says, well, if I have to guess with the things that I've had to do to prevent the mist from getting inside of these
Yeah, how do you do
grounds,
that?
with a very powerful sets of wards, all meant to push away whatever this is. It just here it lingers all the time. The wards that I use would suggest that it does not come from here. It exudes from somewhere else and fills everything. It is charged with an energy. This is what the generators can use, and what gives energy to almost anything around here. The lights, the trains, the machines themselves, those that are not sentient, they function using the mist. But there seems to be something that repels the mist in life. And whenever machines awaken, they stop absorbing the mist. They become self-sufficient, but with the restrictions that you yourself know. So the mist is not life, and it does not come from here. But it has been here for so long that even the ground has absorbed it. Even people buried, if the ground hasn't been sanctified, they will eventually simply get back up. Oh, that reminds me, before you leave, I should probably try and prepare a salt ward scroll for you to learn. It is a small ritual, so I believe that either you, Fisher, or Mr. Remy will be able to learn it. I have noticed the book he has.
Yeah, we should be able to. What is it like to keep the mists out?
No, it is not strong enough to keep the mist out. It keeps the undead out. The main component of it is salt. This is why it's called a salt ward. And it will push back against undead trying to get inside of the ward. Unfortunately, the ward cannot be moved once it's placed. So you can't just place it on your train and be protected like this. But you can place it on the ground and have a safe space, so long as there are not too many undeads trying to get in. In meta term, it has a threshold of CR rating that it can push back, and a maximum of hit dice that it can push back.
What how big can you make it?
I'm not sure what the scroll version will be. But most likely somewhere very similar to a magical hut. The object empowered version that I use covers nearly all of the ground and is a bit more powerful. This is why most undead can't just get in. Only large numbers, like those
Armies.
who attacked, can actually push through. But if you have to spend more time inside of these islands, I do believe this would be helpful for you.
Yeah, I'm sure it would be. Trying to. Yeah, we'll find a
I will do my best
Useful.
to prepare one scroll for you before you all leave. Anyways, I heard that a cult also needs to create shavings of the different crystals and try to reach in and get your friend out. Yes, I will be trying to do this. So, most likely
Great.
tomorrow, if you do not mind leaving closer to noon, or maybe if you want to meet your last two brothers and wait until the end of the day before leaving, that will be entirely up to you.
I mean, I would like to stay long enough to meet them. I think I'll have to talk with everybody else. 'Cause we are on a bit of a time crunch.
Chief,
I mean, I don't.
yes, I've heard about this. You have a day restriction. You need to get to somewhere.
Yeah, we gotta meet a friend of ours. Y'all know the blue Civ unit?
Well, that's a surprise. Citron goes, yes, I've actually read about the different colored enforcers. Someone left a journal in one of the stations, maybe 35, 40 years ago.
There's a friend of ours that we met outside. He's from here.
And
He's
you
one of the blue Civ units. But he, I guess, what did you learn specifically about their connection to their symbiote?
The connection to the symbiote. Well, it was an attempt to create a stronger breed of soldiers. The machines themselves weren't being enough. The population were learning how to counter them. And the bigger a machine is, the longer it takes to create. And there was a bit of a time constraint to keep power to the spire, so they went with a little shortcut. They infused some crystals that they found underneath the spire, and the crystal had a variety of effect. The first one being that for most of them, the crystal turned a very dull, deep red color. But for a handful of them, they turn bright colors. There used to be blue, orange. There was a purple one. I believe there was an orange one. Not the same one as the bright one, but this one was more of a fiery orange. I do believe there was a black one also. But most of them eventually went insane.
Does the butcher look orange or fiery orange?
Enforcer 0972. It's bright orange.
Okay.
Because remember that the one that is referred to as the butcher is the blue one. He is the one that has a reputation for slaughtering an entire
Okay.
an entire station.
Well, we met the orange one.
Yes, they don't. No one
That was
talked.
not a good encounter.
Oh no, I can believe that.
We only survived because our good friend Civ, as we call him, the blue one, intervened. And it appears that his symbiote was hurt in some manner.
Oh,
And he's gone a little insane, but is holding it together enough to still be on mission. So we've got to meet him at the...
well, the
It's not
symbionts.
a dock.
The
but
symbionts
it's
do have the ability to slowly repair themselves. But maybe there is a balance point beyond which they can't sustain themselves anymore. There really wasn't that much information in the book that I found.
Alright. Yeah.
If
'cause
that's the
it's-
case, then he needs to get to the spire.
That's where we're going. But yeah, that's kind of what our time. If we're too late, he's going to go without us, and I don't want to know what that could entail.
Well, if his symbiote need restoration, he will definitely have to go in there and get more of that mineral that forged them in the beginning.
What is it? Do you know what it is?
Only legends. This is where occult enters. Yes, this legend I have heard about a great dragon coming here to die.
Oh.
The spire was built on top of the place where it is rumored the dragon decayed and became part of the land again.
Does the rumor say what kind of dragon it was?
Unfortunately, no. But
Yeah, we stumbled into a... Actually, that makes so much sense. Right? Rami Toby, because we found in the Copper Dragon...
yeah, for some reason,
Fine.
Remy is back at the table. He's confident that
He
Yeah, I wasn't sure how
strung
long
up Malcolm in a... When Fisher doesn't actively see Remy, he just assumes he's around because half the time he's trying.
No, absolutely. There's no problem there. Remy, eventually you found yourself in front of Amalgam, who is trying to force feed audience once again, and you just managed to immobilize him, tie him up, string him up, and tie him up to the ceiling. But disturbingly, when you were leaving, all you could hear him say is, "Wee! Wee!"
All perfectly normal stuff.
Absolutely.
The Copper Dragon mine is where we ran into that crystalline creature that seemed a lot like Civ symbiote. At
Yeah.
least in make.
And
That I didn't
Fisher,
want to kill.
Fisher, you have this moment, this realization when you think about this, because
It's all fitting together.
once before I did make you do an investigation roll to figure this out, and you completely failed it. So now you have this.
Unsurprising.
Oh man,
It's coming back to me. Everything's fitting together now.
I can see clearly now.
This is what you get with an 18 intelligence score?
It's amazing.
Perhaps for visual aid, Rainy Minor Illusions the very creature. 'Cause,
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that occult says, oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it has been depicted like this in several books before the symbiont are implanted. Many look like this. They just move about, like exploding and forming themselves, and then completely retracting and following themselves like this, like a ice puddle, just crystallizing and decrystallizing itself to move.
Mm-hmm.
Judging from the malleable properties, I'd say there's a good chance that it's probably a dragon that can polymorph itself. So that would limit this to 3 dragons, and fortunately all metallic dragons. So but if this is fortunate, then this is unfortunate that all of these gifts have simply been wasted and created killing machines. It's disgraceful.
Yeah.
Suddenly, the kill all humanoids switch turns on.
Yeah. Wonder. I assume Civ knows. That's what he's. I don't know how conscious what he's doing is. He's kind of in a bit of a mildly blind rage.
Tinder goes, oh, well, you know, it's stressful losing half of yourself. Citron adds,
Yeah.
yes, that is something. I've
Vlog just hasn't been the same since his wife died.
I'm not sure that's exactly right, but yeah, I think the sentiment is right. Obviously, she didn't understand what you went. That's how you talk, but that's what I heard. It's one prevailing theory that their soul did not actually latch on to them; it latched on to the crystals, and because of that, the machines came to life. True life. And that would actually explain why so many of them went insane. When the nature of the symbiont clashes with the nature of the arcane construction, one stating that you have to destroy everything, the other one stating that you need to save everything. Must be debilitating to always have those two voices continually screaming inside of you.
Yeah.
Fisher, you sort of have a moment of, thank God, Terranad doesn't scream.
Yeah. Yeah, Fisher's just like constantly. Because I think when he first met Civ, and it was like, or ever since he got Terranad, he's like, oh, this is what your thing is. Just yours isn't an asshole. But he's like more and more is like, this is entirely different.
And on a very different level.
Yeah.
Especially since you saw part of that combat. How much power they can generate.
Yeah. What we also heard of that there is possibly a portal to in the base of the tower.
Oh man, that's just mean. They all look at one another. That we don't know about anything of this. And then you hear a disembodied voice going, I know something you don't. I know something you don't.
Fisher like bows his head a little bit and then sits up straight. And then looks around like, where is he?
Well, he's trying to leave. I should have said not like this, but more like, because he's still partly tied up because of Remy. And you just hear him drag half of his body with him and just go, I know something you don't. I know something you
Would
don't.
you be willing to share?
Okay. But I want something.
What do you want?
I want the lick the feet of the one that tastes like weed.
No.
Malgam has this smile that nearly feels like its jaw has been unhinged and just looks at you like this.
Anything else?
Nah. I'm good.
You know, there's part of me, the player, wondering if there's going to be a situation where I'm going to have to say that line at some point. Like I'm debating whether I should write that down.
He's. What did he say? The one who smells like.
The one who tastes like
Taste.
like the smelly weeds. He wants to lick Kobayashi's feet because his feet
okay.
taste like oranges. Well, his body feels it tastes like oranges.
I turned to Toby. Listen.
You gotta take one for the team, buddy.
I can't and I wouldn't make you do it. But if he actually knows something.
But what if
He
he
couldn't.
doesn't?
I'll rough him up for you. How's that?
I guess. My feet are already
I look back to Malium, and you know something that's actually something, right? You
He
actually know
wasn't.
something and not just that there's
He
a
was.
thing there.
He wasn't paying attention. He's looking at Toby Ash. What was the subject again?
The portal.
The portal. Yes.
You actually know something about it.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, and you're lying to me, I'm gonna hit you.
Aww.
This is a bit of a stretch, but considering the individual and the unfamiliar nature of their existence, it's like, but can Raimi tell if they're lying?
Yeah,
Or
I would
at least
I would
being
like
deceptive.
to do an insight check.
Yeah, sure.
as
Go
part
ahead.
of
You can
this.
both do an insight check. Remy,
I'm
you've
bad
been
at
with
it.
Fisher so long. You've been with him for months. You're starting to figure out how he works.
The soft 20.
Okay.
11.
11. Well, you, Fisher, because his mouth is hanging so wide and just looking at you, you're sort of having a problem figuring out whether he's honest or not.
Yeah, I'm just like, my mouth can't open that wide.
Remy, you're not sure if he knows a lot, but he definitely knows something. He has that look, that confident look that poker players have when their hand actually has a chance.
Not playing with a full deck, but he's got an ace up his sleeve.
Come on, you can take one for the team, right?
I lick my toes.
And adding feet to the description of the stream, and done.
So, for the person who's actually asking in chat, actually, no, the campaign is not starting. But you haven't missed a lot of important stuff. It's maybe... We're probably reaching somewhere between a third and a half. But this is actually, after this chapter, this is actually when things starts to pick up. Because every little detail has been placed, and the only thing that's left is...
For us idiots to put it together.
Yes. In a word, yes.
Get my toes licked.
Yes. You just see him go... And he shoves his mouth around your entire foot.
I was gonna say, does he have a tongue to stick out? I don't think he does.
Well, I would say he shoves your foot inside of his mouth, but it's more like he shoves his mouth around your foot. And you feel something wet inside just going...
Oh. Ugh.
Well, you happy now, Fisher?
You just...
I'm not. I'm so
My toe
sorry.
has been licked.
When he stops, he
I'll,
just goes...
I'll make it up to you, okay?
I like this when this tastes. It's funny. It's bubbly.
Okay, get it out. Get your mouth out of my... Nope. No more.
All right, what do you know about the portal?
I have read from something left inside of a station that a long time ago they found a dusk shard, a large one.
All right, beat him up.
would explain... I assume that would explain...
Well, since you are now wizard also, yes, it would explain a variety of things, because you know the history behind all of the shard. The Dusk Shard is one that focuses specifically on necrotic. It is where all necrotic power is said to come from on the island. It is the source of necrotic energy. Either one or several Dusk Shard shining their light in your realm presently.
Mm-hmm.
So with this, it sort of suddenly makes sense. This island.
Mm-hmm.
If there's a large one, not just a small sliver that you saw that can fill a cave or something like this, but actually a very large one would be able to just exude its power in a very large area. And also, you know for a fact that shards interfere with the garden's capability to beam you out of the place.
That mean...
The last time you tried to beam out and there was a sliver, it's a very small piece, you actually saw it when you were in there, when you were being transported, and it nearly pulled all of you apart.
Does that explain why we need the beacon, or do I think that means the beacon won't be enough?
That means that suddenly the amount of time that it may take for the garden to be able to pinpoint your location has most definitely increased significantly. It is not going to be easy for them to point you to lock onto you.
Oh, we're stuck here forever, guys.
Unless we find a way to close it. I don't know how we would do that.
Up until now, the garden has always been the one closing these things.
Blow it up.
Maybe the bomb.
Quick return.
Always the bomb.
Actually, Fisher, I'm going to give you this one just because to give Remy peace a little bit. There is a chance, although small, but still a chance that blowing up a shard might actually create a rift, a tear between the two realms, and not just close it.
What? What do you mean?
What do you mean blowing up a door is not going to make a hole? Come on.
Or close the hole. Okay. Well, maybe the light being that may or may not be a god could help us close it. Or we're just going to have to hold out for a while.
Which suddenly now, a while means before you thought you only needed to get to the tower, get up there, put the beacon, and hide until it's okay.
Oh, is a while like days now? Or like hours?
You don't know, but it is definitely not minutes.
Okay.
So now you might have to figure out a way out of the tower and wait there.
the tower is surrounded by the mist eagle things, right?
Mist ravens, yeah.
There's mist ravens.
You can't just jump out
And
and glide out.
in
You're
the
just gonna
yeah,
get
no,
picked
I
up
was
in the
like,
air.
yeah, can't just jump off the top. Also, because there's
There are
the
defenses
sea
against aerial, yeah.
monsters in the water. Okay.
Can't go over it, can't go under it, can't go.
So this just really turned into a stealth mission then.
We already failed that part.
What do you mean? We haven't even got there yet. And I've got these cool boots. So I'm not terrible.
What do you mean by we?
You're part of the team, okay? I mean, we as a whole.
Your infiltration skills, I think, are... Nobody's questioning them, Raimi. They've been proven time and again. As he does a quick... There you are. Okay, that makes things harder.
Actually, Terranad probably says, so much harder.
Any ideas?
Don't get caught.
Yeah.
I mean, with everything we've heard right now, tonight, I think none of us expected this to be this bad. Or at least no one asked the proper question to Civ. How bad is it when we get there? Because now we know that every single creature that the wizard has created, because he's bored, is most likely going to be in there. And then he's going to be in there. And then a whole lot of enforcers are going to be in there. And we not only have to go up there, we have to get down from there. And possibly very much down to help Civ. Or we let Civ do this on his own, which means we're going to be able to do this faster, but not benefit from his help while we go up and then down.
Fisher just turns to all his newfound siblings. You guys got any cool stuff that could make us invisible or sneakier or
Tender and occult just looks at
I mean, I'm not going to ask you to join us on this what is looking more and more like a suicide mission, but if you guys got any cool stuff that could help.
Tender and occult just look at one another and says, most of everything we have is just made to push back undeads. And Tender says, I mean, we do have a few devices which can help you become harder to see by machines. In meta term, something akin to a pass without a trace, but machine assisted. But nothing that can simply turn you invisible or helps you to teleport. We don't have that.
What about anything that's particularly effective against constructs? Like, I wouldn't be able to use that plunger thing in the middle of combat to just like pull a part off of something, would I?
Occultist. No, it only works with added armor. It doesn't work with design armor, unfortunately.
Mm.
I mean, it might work
Um,
against a monster that has ablative armor, but not
I
something
know I
that
don't
is...
really think of good ideas most of the time. But I did say an idea before we got on this island. Um, that we haven't been trying to do because we've been sneaky. But as I've said before, I think we failed our sneaky task in the long run. There's a whole train missing. Explosions have been happening on this island. Um,
Yeah,
there
but
was a
nobody's
whole
here
group
to
of
see it.
undead. There was a whole group of undead energy that just moved across this island to come fight us. If they have any way to track that, then we're kind of already screwed. Um, he is a wizard. He has made things that are more complicated than tracking undead energy. Um,
I mean, maybe.
so we have an option, right? This would be really messed up because we'd be leaving Civ to do his thing and trying to go there by himself. Um, but we do have another option of staying on this island longer, which would suck, and probably getting some forces to help us infiltrate the spire. But that would take a long time, right? Because there's a rebellion. But if we made our own that's actually trying to help people and people see that, they might take a stand against them, which would be extremely hard. I'm not saying this is an easy option, just one
So-
option.
I mean, we wouldn't be able to do that. We'd have to do that on a different island, though, because
So,
these are the only people on this island.
Yeah, I know.
Remy, unless I'm gonna give you a few seconds, isn't there a little bit of information that someone gave you that might help you clear something up that Remy has heard and would speak it again in the voice of a very nice lady?
Ew. I don't know about nice.
Other nice one.
You didn't like Sachet?
Oh, he's
Yeah.
fine. Thought it was going to be in another lady's voice.
No, what would she know? She's 1,000 years in the past.
That was 1,000 years ago, buddy.
Because if you can't come up with anything, Remy, I would allow you to make an investigation roll just to put puzzle pieces together.
No, it's just like I just know that like I've talked with slash been around like a few individuals, and like some of those have been months ago.
I know, this is why I'm allowing you to make a investigation roll.
I'll go ahead and make it just because. Guys, I don't want to hear people like waiting around forever. Like while I'm trying to figure out what it could be. 23.
23. You remember sitting at a table for evening meal with Sachet, and you remember her saying that she's worried because the wizard has been involving himself less and less in the population recently, which usually means that he's building something, which usually means that something very horrible is going to happen very soon with him unleashing a large new mechanical monster. But right now, it means his attention is on a machine.
Which case Remy would just say, "Dude's got his head up his ass." But then with the inevitable confused looks, he would just repeat that section of the conversation in Sachet's voice.
All right. And Fisher, from inside of you, Terranat does add, oh yes, of course, because building up an entire army is not going to draw attention at all, and make sure that the wizard is not prepared at all when all of this just falls on his head.
I will turn to Toby in a much nicer way. It sounds like the wizard's currently preoccupied with his own shit. And so there's a good chance he hasn't noticed us yet. But if we make too much of a ruckus or spend too long, that increase the chance of him taking his head out of his ass and looking at stuff.
Yes, maybe he's going to consider something, taking one of his glasses and like one of the fruits and just start squeezing the fruit over his glass. And then minor illusion, a question mark.
Then there's, oh, you want to know what this is?
Shakes his head.
No? Okay.
But
Maybe to make it slightly clearer. It's like he keeps
lot
squeezing
to
it, but then minor illusions. Actually, question: were there any dust shards like in the laboratory, or
No.
All right, in which case Raimi's just going to minor illusion the biggest shard he's personally ever seen.
Okay, so there is the one that you've seen in person, which is probably the nature shard that is in the laboratory. The other one is when you lost complete perspective and you just became a soul floating nowhere, where the shard was the size of a mountain. Which one do you want?
Well, I feel like if he does the one the size of the mountain, it's like it's going to be a bit of a perspective issue, but at least it gets the idea across. So,
Okay.
or at least he hopes that it gets the idea across as he continues squeezing the fruit into his glass.
Thing we are.
Couldn't hear you, sorry. Maybe your microphone is too far away.
Are you saying we entered through the shard?
Shakes his head.
I got nothing.
Alright. Is the wizard's focused on that energy coming through the shard and not on everything else?
Amy shakes his head.
Oh, you got me. I haven't been with you long enough.
Yeah.
Sit here and
All right,
just
boys.
go, This is a hard
All right,
one.
boys. What's the plan this time? And he's gonna keep squeezing and then pointing at this minor illusion.
You want to smear fruit on a shard.
What?
Amy shakes his head.
I'm sorry, Revy.
What do I gotta roll? What do I gotta roll?
That would be investigation. That's deduction.
4.
That's a 19.
I got nothing.
A 19, alright. Well, Remy, you can explain to Fisher exactly what you mean. 19 is really good.
So, Raimi is suggesting the possibility of looking into potentially draining or otherwise depowering the shard, rather than say the original intention or the original plan to try to blow it up, or otherwise take it out of play.
Okay. just a way to weaken it instead of if we can't fully close it or destroy it.
Maybe nods.
Well, Colt says, well, I can try and prepare a scroll for you. As powerful as a dispel magic scroll that I can make. I don't know how much is going to dampen its abilities, but since anyway, one of you needs to go down there because of your
I don't
friend.
think we're going to be splitting up in this.
Well, your friend needs to go down there to repair his symbiote. So,
Yeah.
he could do this while you go up. It would save you time. And the worst case scenario is he draws a whole lot of attention to himself and gives you a free ride up.
Mm-hmm. That would probably make our exit faster. Yeah, whatever you could give us would be great.
All right, well, like we said, we're going to fit your train with a scrambling device so that you can try and slip through the ballista detections if you want to. And in the meantime, I will write down a scroll for this. Tender goes, and I will write down a scroll for the Salt Ward. So it looks like you do not have much of a choice. You will be meeting your two last brothers, as this will take most of our time tomorrow to make.
I look to a cult. I guess this means we're not going to be able to look into Terry's origins. What?
Well, that would put you back at least another day if you wanted to add this to the list. I mean, I will be using the most powerful dispel that I can possibly cast. And I will need to do this several times in order to fully prepare the scroll.
Mm-hmm. Alright, well, we'll focus on the scroll.
Well, just think about surviving. If you survive, then we will get a chance to research your child's origin.
Yeah.
Well then.
I give a sorry, bud, to Terry.
He looks at you for a moment as, while this is slightly disappointing, I do understand the priority at hand here. If we cannot leave this place, then what good is the additional knowledge that we may gain?
Once we're out, we'll figure something out.
Yes. And you just go see him go.
Alright. Well, it seems like it's Terry's bedtime, so.
Actually, you have woken me up before I have finished sleeping.
So, I'm sorry.
How dare you? That's a growing boy
You know
right
what?
there.
When we get back to the garden, also go back to the guy who made your house and see if he can outfit it with like a doorbell or something. Some way you can bother me
Oh.
when you're in there, so I don't have to. So I don't wake you up or
Well, that is
leave you in there
thoughtful.
too long.
All right. Well, I know for all of you that you still have a few things to prepare. And I need to finish my night of sleep. I am eager to see what the other realm will present me this time. I have seen many interesting things. Fisher, you know that when he's referring to the other realm, he's talking about
dreaming.
He
Yeah.
thinks it's another realm that he has access to.
Uh-huh.
You never told him, so.
I mean, it's kind of like another realm.
Yeah. I'm not gonna. He's only a few months old. I'm not gonna tell him his imaginary world is just in his head. Not yet.
By the way, Papa Noel doesn't exist either.
Yeah.
Nor does the Easter Bunny.
Yeah.
Also, Terry, the world is
Exactly.
flat. I just thought, you know,
That suddenly makes so much sense. Alright. So with this, I do feel like the entire evening probably looks more like a brunch than just a banquet served in the middle of the day. So yeah.
Fisher is trying stuff. Just see if he finds anything he actually likes and doesn't. Because the last time he tried food, he ate way too much and was sick, and so he hasn't since.
Understandable.
So he's like, hey, maybe there's something to this.
Syrup, nectar, something. Yeah. Yeah, if you want, we can finish the today's stream with this. Just make a d20 roll for the blue one.
That's
It
an
tastes
18.
like blue.
18. Oh, that's good. That's nice. You actually enjoy that taste. The
Blueberry.
uh,
Or no, blue raspberry, obviously.
there is a deep purple one. That's probably the beet syrup.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out it's great
I
flavored
didn't
cough
realize
medicine.
you guys actually made it.
yeah, we sold this to them. What can I say? We work fast.
I'm so confused. Where? When did...
We have work. We let you into our recording books. What are you talking about? We make profit off of this.
So how do you like beet syrup?
That's a 7.
Nah, not so much.
Yeah,
It's
not a
not.
good thing.
It's not horrible. You don't want to throw up when you drink it, but it's definitely not.
How dare you not like our beat?
There.
Yeah, could use some work.
There's one that is a bit of a transparent amber color.
That one's a 14.
Oh, it's not as good as this blue one, but that one is not so bad.
Pretty good.
Yeah, you actually like maple syrup.
Hey. Of course I do. It's maple syrup.
Isn't that like the blood of your brother?
Shh.
Shut up.
Don't spoil it for
Your
him.
family was cannibals.
There's a red one.
Yeah, it's also a 14.
Yeah, that's not good. So far, the only one you don't like is the beet one.
I mean, as somebody who has had beetroot drink before, it's just okay.
Uh-huh.
There's one that's bright orange.
Uh-uh.
Yeah, okay. You don't like carrot syrup.
Yeah, of course not.
Carrot syrup.
Ah. Carrot juice with syrup? Ugh.
They call it V8.
So far, all of these
No,
are
it's
very
V9.
understandable.
And the last one is a bit of an odd one because it has two colors. It's a bit of a yellow, sun-bright yellow, and a little bit of red mix in it.
That's a 12.
12. It's just a little bit above average for you. It's made out of flowers, this one. So, now you know that you don't like beet juice and you don't like carrot. You don't like beet syrup and you don't like carrot syrup.
Carrot syrup. What is rise?
And your favorite one is the blue one. Damn. All right. So Fisher's tastes are starting to fall into
I
focus.
asked him what the blue one is.
What the blue one is? Well, she looks at you. Well, it actually comes from the leaf of a small plant that grows at the bottom of at the foot of mountains. It does have an odd sparkly hue to it when you look at it. Yes, as you mentioned, the color does look like blueberries a lot. It actually does have small berries of a similar color, just a little bit darker. But it's actually made from the leaves of that plant. The fruit
Does
themselves
this
are...
ring a bell at all? I'm not a plant guy that I've seen outside.
No. You have absolutely no clue what that plant is.
Damn, where's Jorg when you need him?
In the nature shard, we know this.
Right.
All right.
Well, with this food tasting, I think we can end today's episode on this. Yeah. So tomorrow, there's not a whole lot to do actually. It's mainly just preparing the scroll. So to be quite honest, unless there's something you want to do, tomorrow can last 20 minutes. The next episode, not tonight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think they're...
I mean, there's something that the party hasn't done, but I feel like maybe the party might be doing it once audience is awake / here.
Which is going to be next
there's
episode. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's a friend we haven't talked to yet.
Which one?
But yeah, we want audience there for that, though. What's he been doing this whole time?
He's been.
That's what I've been
up.
wondering
Just
this
cleaning
whole
up
session,
zombies?
but obviously we had different
There are a
priorities.
lot of zombies to clean up.
Yeah, a lot of bodies, and he's been reclaiming part of the land around, and you're gonna look out. I feel like there wasn't a forest of bramble here
Yep.
before.
Yeah.
Also, why is there a peach tree growing here now? Why peaches specifically?
Wouldn't you like to know? Alright, so with this, we will end today's episode. So, I'm going to start the cricket music. Campfire, it's always nice. Ah, yes. It's always a good place to end an evening. Sound of campfire, crickets in the background. So, thank you very much for being here. We hope you had a pleasant evening with us. Well, whatever part of the day it is for you. If there is a part of the day, let's be inclusive and include space.
Or if you're at that really awkward point on the Earth where it's like, over half the day is night.
Yeah. Just in case, you might be where one day lasts 6 months. So, so yeah. So whatever part of the whatever time cycle you want to use, we hope it was pleasant with us, and we hope you will be there next week, next Wednesday or next Friday if you're watching this on the rebroadcast. As always, if we get at least 3 raiders, we will try and raid a D&D channel. We've been raiding Wanderlust RPG a whole lot recently, so maybe we'll see if there's another one. Maybe we'll raid them. Unless Tobiashi decides to play Dungeons and Dragons, then we'll raid him no matter what. But if we can't get more than 3 raiders, well, we'll raid Tobiashi if he's there. Or Valen V. We never know. Sometimes she's there. Not often, but sometimes she's there. And she basically does the same thing as Tobiashi. Play mostly the same game. Well, on stream anyway. So yeah. If we get 3 raiders, we raid. If not, well, you will listen to this beautiful music for another 15 minutes. And then the stream will end. And then you will unfortunately have to go somewhere else, otherwise it's going to become very quiet and awkward, and people are going to look at you if you're not alone, wondering why you're listening to a black screen. That's always not fun. So, like I was saying, thank you for being here, thank you for watching us. We hope you had a pleasant time with us. And as always, if you enjoy the show, you can support the stream by following us, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube. You can also leave comments, likes. You can also support the stream by making donations, becoming Patreon, subscribing on Twitch. And if you can't do any of those, well, there is a very free thing, very easy thing you can do that still helps us tremendously. And that is spreading the word of this channel to anyone you can.
Or pray really hard.
Oh yeah, but that other one has mixed results. So
But it's very free, and that's why so.
yeah, you can't argue that it's free. All right, so thank you for being here. See you next week, and as always, stay safe and stay healthy. Good night.
Tene.